Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Halloween.
Happy COVID Halloween, everybody.
Happy
Is it
COVID
canceled
Halloween,
in your neck of the woods?
Happy Halloween. Halloween.
That
I'm
fucking guy.
dancing for you. I'm dancing.
That guy, normally I don't like him, but to see him dancing with that song actually works out perfectly.
Does it?
Wow. Yeah,
Normally,
sing the
I
song
don't
and watch
like
him
him.
dance.
They
go- They go together. Let's sing.
Halloween, Halloween, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? I'm telling you.
That's what we're missing. Yeah.
It works. I don't know what episode this is, but whatever.
What's
say-
123.
Yeah.
Is it 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh, now you're going to say 1, 2, 3. Now it's not 123. Now you're back to 1, 2, 3 because it's
Well,
funny.
how could you not? Of course.
Or
But I
for
was gonna
Christian,
say-
or for Christian, it's 1023.
Damn it.
Just before we hit recording, I said it's been a while. I was missing them. I take it all back.
You know who misses you, Christian?
Oh, Davey.
Davey
I love
Z.
Davey.
Davey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more I
Oh,
think
man.
about it, the more that movie would be a 10 out of 10 if Davey had more screen time.
If they replaced that damn Muppet Baby with more David Dog. Davey Dog.
Muppet Davey.
That was a really good
Everything
cartoon.
all right in here? Oh, it's fucking phenomenal. Matter of fact, I talked to this little boy the other day on a there's this girl that I know that I've been friends with for years, and I was at work and she'd been having a tough time, so I reached out to her, and she decided, in her infinite wisdom, even though I was at work, that she wanted to fucking video me on Messenger. I'm like, okay. She goes, well, I'm driving my kids to this place and that and this and so anyway, she starts talking about her young son, and this kid knows everything about about Jim Henson. He's like a, what do you call it, like a Rain Man when it comes to fucking Jim Henson. You can ask him anything. You could say fucking Cookie Monster. He'll say, well, yeah, he debuted on the fucking this episode of Sesame Street in this year, and he knows all this. It's crazy. He's obsessed with them. So
Wow.
I'm talking to him for a few minutes. Of course, I had to mention Muppet Babies. I go, yeah. I go, did you ever watch Muppet Babies? He's like, oh yeah, this and that. He goes, one came out in this year, 1986, whatever the fuck it was.
Holy shit.
And then one came out, he said, in either 2018 or 2016. So did you guys know they relaunched Muppet Babies?
I did not know that.
I didn't, but is he any good in the casinos, this kid?
Yeah.
I know.
20,
right?
20, 21, 20.
Hit,
was on-
bust. Sorry, I only know Muppet Babies.
That's crazy. Why was she videoing you, though? That's weird. For later?
Because she was driving? No, but because she was driving. She was leaving to take her older son to Scouts or something. And so what she did, she goes, I'm going to video you. She just kind of did it. And I was working, and I'm walking around fucking doing things. But it was an easy day. I was going in businesses and stuff. I wasn't going house to house. So I was able to do it. So I just kind of went along with it. Of course, I wasn't even looking at the video most of the time. The only time I looked at it is when she put it on her son. And I talked to him for like a minute or two. You know what I mean? Because she's like, talk to him. He knows all about Muppets. I said,
Ghoulie Muppets?
Are they going to freeze you like they did? Oh, wait, that's not Jim Henson. That was Walt Disney. Did they freeze Jim Henson, too? They saved the brain of Jim Henson.
they should have saved everybody involved with the Muppets. They want Frank Oz should be saved. Frozen, not saved. Whatever. All of them. Because
Gonzo.
the fucking voices. The
His
voices
nose
suck
broke
now.
off.
That fucking nose. You're doing something with that nose. But have
That's
you
where I
watched
thought
these
the-
shows?
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, have you watched the fucking any Muppet-related thing in the last 10 years and all the voices? Kermit
Yeah.
sounds like fucking
They're
Santa
not
Claus.
the same anymore. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Kermit sounds like Santa Claus.
The
I don't
newest
know.
movie or a commercial, because I did a couple of, I guess they licensed them out for some commercials. I don't know what it was for. Insurance, whatever. But they do sound not the same.
Suicide Hotline. He said, don't commit suicide.
I like that joke.
That was it.
I want a shirt that says don't and then has him on there and then it says suicide.
No. How about don't? And then a picture of Kermit and then a picture of Gordon right after.
Only a select few would get that.
You know what though? I would wear it just for those select few.
Yeah. Except Jamie Simmons would be campaigning against the shirt.
Yeah,
He didn't commit suicide. I don't know why.
Yeah, she loves Gordon. She says Gordon is a smart dog, a good dog. She does not want anyone insisting that they're Gordon himself.
I have a revelation to make. I watched The Exorcist again for, this time of year and everything like that. And I saw you posting about it. It's great. They got it all wrong. All these years we've been watching it, and they think she's possessed. She's just got Tourette's. That's all it is. You go in, she's like, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. I'm like, it's Tourette's. They got it totally. They didn't need a priest. Some medication, whatever they need for that.
Some medication. Tourette's. I'll tell you what. That's the thing about that movie. That's what turned me on to that movie when I was a kid.
Tourette's?
Was the way she was talking. No, just her cursing and all that stuff that was coming out of her mouth. Everything.
Oh,
the puke and the words.
It does stand the test of time. I was watching. It's still haunting today. A combination of just what they've done, how they build the story, and everything that happens to her. It's really fucking creepy still to this day.
It's fucking amazing. And there's a question we're going to answer later on, and it has to do with something. And I'm gonna go back to what I'm saying now that I mentioned this at the top of the show. But we are going to be doing questions later on. This is a surprise because we're not doing our regular reviews like you guys were expecting. Nothing's going to change. We're still going to be doing everything scheduled till December as is. And then when January comes, it's going to be party time. But, I mean, this is the party today. We put something out there once or twice, and it seemed like people wanted a kickback show and some Halloween talk and whatnot. So we said, why not? Although it's going to be a lot of Friday the 13th. So.
Sorry. It doesn't have to be a lot of Friday the 13th. I'm actually already over the box set. It's like,
I have. Did you
put
watch it all?
Did
you watch it all?
No, God, no, not yet.
Oh, I did.
Oh, yeah.
I watched all the movies right in a row, 1 to 12. Last night I watched all of the bonus things on the bonus disc that I've never seen before, everything that was new. And then I was going to try to go through the everything else, but I went to the Adam Marcus thing because you brought it up. So I went to that first, and by this time it was late. Then I decided, let me watch Never Hike in the Snow because I haven't watched that yet. And then I went to bed, and that was after watching 3 movies. So I mean, it was a full day. But yeah,
just catch up. I mean,
did you order your replacement disc?
No, I don't need them.
Oh, you didn't notice any mistakes in them in the discs?
There's only 3 instances. Number 1, I don't have the fucking 3D thing, so that's not going to matter. Number 2, I don't give a fuck about the finger snap scene. It wasn't like it was some ridiculous amount of gore. I don't even remember it, to be honest. Someone told me, man, there's a gory scene in Jason X when he snaps his fingers. I wouldn't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
He snaps his fingers. He grabs his punch and pulls it back, and it pulls his bone right out of the...
Is that the kid at the diner?
Yeah, the diner. He comes out and he's like playing with the gun, like, shh. Hey, wait, stop. And then he comes up and boom, snap. And it's like the old Flyerino.
Now, I'm glad Dave mentioned that, though, that he wouldn't have even noticed this shit because I put in the order just because it was just easy to do. I did the same thing with Halloween 4, which I have the replacement disc. I never even changed it out because I didn't notice anything wrong with the Halloween 4 when Scream
there's a lot wrong with Halloween 4.
No, we're not going to get into it. No.
But
I don't know how you defend. Sorry, Brandon, go.
No, I'm mad. This, I put it in just to get the disc. I figure if you spend $160, might as well get them. So I just put it in. They said they're going to ship them out in a couple of weeks.
Wait,
you might want to do it.
I did it, but all I said is confirm. Like I got to check mark confirmation. We've submitted your order, but I didn't get an email or anything to back it up to tell me that they were coming. Did you?
Well, you know what it is? I was dealing with somebody because the minute I got the box set, I deleted my email, which was my proof of purchase. So I wrote to him, I'm like, I don't have the proof of purchase anymore because I got the box set. He's like, just send me a picture with like a piece of paper showing the date on it so that he knows I'm not stealing a picture off a line and trying to get 3 free movies out of it. I said, come on. But I did it.
Done a nude pic just with you holding the box set. But like with your dick hanging out too.
white as a ghost and bald as a baby. And by the way, when you hear those words, proof of purchase, what's the first thing you guys think of? No. When I hear proof of purchase, I immediately think of cereal. No?
Really? No.
You know what?
I think of a receipt.
Yeah, he's right.
When you're a kid, remember they used to have all those commercials? Send this with 2 proofs of purchase. Yes. And used to get fucking things with cereal. Yeah.
To get a free pair of socks.
Yeah.
The damn promotions they had for cereal are ridiculous.
Save your box tops. You know how many times I accidentally throw out the cereal box? You know how many kids died because I wasn't able to contribute the box tops?
Dead kids, huh?
Dead kids, huh?
We're jumping all over. The box set is great. I see the 3D means something to me. The 3D disc meant something to me because I watched it in 3D and I was like, that's the part that I really was looking forward to, seeing those credits come out. And the first title comes out and then it snaps. It's like they flicked a switch and then suddenly it jumps back and there's dimension. It's weird. But it's like it goes 20 feet into the TV. So it's still cool, but it's supposed to be out right in your face, and you're supposed to be
honey, this is defective. I'm only 18 feet in the TV right now.
You're supposed to be able to motorboat those credits. You can't be alive.
This is what he was looking forward to. Honey, the credits are coming up. Let's get lost in the credits.
That's it. I just put those on repeat. Pop the popcorn and just watch the credits.
Did you watch the documentary about the credits?
Yeah. Fucking prick. I haven't watched everything. I haven't watched everything because I was too busy wanting to get the requisite amount of like Halloween watches in, not just the franchise I'm talking about, just regular movies. So I'm still working on it. I'm on Jason Goes to Hell now.
Oh boy.
You haven't even watched it yet. You're up here. You're like, newfound respect for Jason Goes to Hell.
I watched the interview. Is what I said.
I love the movie now.
It hasn't changed anything yet.
Adam Marcus is so inspiring.
Oh, no, wait. Now, wait. Not that it matters, but did he have a stroke or Bell's palsy or something like that? Because it looked
That's
like
my guess.
Yeah, like something, like he looked like something had happened. But no, I was like, this is not, he didn't seem as pompous. See, the written word is weird. So when I'm reading Crystal Lake Memories, I'm like, oh, this guy sounds a little pompous or maybe he's got a grudge. And then when we watched the documentary Crystal Lake Memories, I still thought, I'm like, he didn't come across like he did in this more candid interview where I'm like, this is what I wanted. Like, he's a geek just like us. They're trying something different. And again, we were talking about how Tommy Jarvis should have been in the movie. He says Tommy Jarvis was supposed to be in the movie. They just didn't have the rights to him. And I thought, I'm not saying that makes a better movie, but they were at least trying. And it's excitement.
You got to respect that. You got to respect the fact that he was a fanboy and he tried something new. It didn't work for me, but I get what you're saying. I was just teasing. And did you hear about the guy from AC/DC? He caught Hell's Bells palsy.
This is what I love about him. He had that. Like, you can't. It could have been written down because it just came up. Like, that's beautiful. They have a new album coming out. You know, God bless them because they've had a death in the band in the last year or two, and they have a new album that just dropped or is dropping soon.
Yeah, what's his name? The guy that's gonna come in, his name is Paul something or other. I forget his name. Either way, it's really cool because now what they can do is the first concert when they come back, they can actually sing Paul's Balls.
Remember that? That was awesome.
Somebody said it the other day on fucking YouTube. Paul's Balls. Or maybe it wasn't YouTube. Maybe it was in the group. Somebody brought up hashtag Paul's Balls.
Oh, I forgot about Paul's Balls. How could you forget about that?
As a matter of fact, I wrote it down for one of our. It's an answer to one of our questions later. Paul's Balls.
What would you like in your mouth? Paul's Balls, please.
Let me say something. Jason Goes to Hell. That, I think what you're talking about, C, is the snap of the arm. That wasn't the scene in question. Apparently the scene in question was the finger break scene in jail. That's what they said is missing. Because they specifically said, these are the things that are missing. So it was just the finger break scene there. Something about the sound in the one scene when Jason is killing in Jason X when he's killing the two, you know, when he flashes back to Crystal Lake, that scene, the virtual Crystal Lake scene. Something about the sound they said didn't work. But here's what I noticed. There was no music on that scene. I don't know if that's a mistake. I don't remember. But it's better without the music if this is a mistake. Because you just hear him picking up the girls and they're being collided together. Boom, boom, boom. So I don't know if there is music missing. bravo, it's better without it. But I don't know. Maybe that's not the problem. You know,
it was the Harriman Ferdini cut. Pardon?
The collided together scene.
The finger break when Creighton Duke is he's like, you got to pay the price with him in jail. Yeah. The finger break. very homoerotic, that scene. Pardon?
Gordon there? Gordon was in jail?
Shut up.
The finger break scene in jail. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not the arm break. Or maybe it's not the finger break, it's the arm. Now I got to look it up.
Well, because the finger break was in both versions.
Paws.
There's nothing cut with the finger break because there was nothing gory there. He broke Gordon's paws. I heard it, man, and that fucking classic. I'll give you credit. Yeah.
You got to pay the price.
Yeah. That scene was totally taken out. I don't understand why. Gordon did live, Jamie.
How should I look this up? Mistakes in Scream Factory.
I suggest after the show.
I have to know. This is what this show is about.
How should I look this up? After the show and alone.
Yeah.
I want to get to the bottom of this. I can't be the only one.
I feel like Christian is right on this.
Snapped wrist. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? I don't remember that scene, so I don't know. I got to go back and see it now. Hopefully it's not missing. But, okay. Well, this whole time when they were saying snapped wrist, I was thinking snapped fingers, you know?
But it can't just be some CDs are missing it. Some movies are missing it. It's got to be. That was a blanketed error. I think they came out and Scream Factory did announce that they made an issue. It was a human error. I don't know how that was missing if you're copying from the director's cut or the uncut version. I don't understand how one scene could be missing.
Maybe they added scenes into maybe it was remastered a certain way. So what they did was when they made the director's cut, they added the extra scenes in there. And this was like
probably, but they still need a better head of quality control because this happens a lot with Scream Factory. They're very good with their customer service, though, so I won't ever complain. But man, replacing 3 discs, I don't know how many people are submitting. I mean, not everyone's going to because some people just don't give a shit. It's just, you know.
I tried. Didn't fucking work as usual. It would mean anything. I was on the phone. I tried it 3 or 4 times. It kept saying fucking nothing was happening. So now I got to. That's why, honestly, I haven't done it because it was such a pain in the ass that I haven't had the time to fucking do it on my computer.
Oh, so, I could give you the email address, and you literally just type in and just either send the proof of purchase or take a picture of your box set and just be like, I want to submit this as my proof of purchase, and they'll be
I have them. I have 2 of them. I have one from Shelf Factory and I have one from Amazon, and I already screenshot them both, and they're both in the fucking. What do you call it? They're both. My name is on there. You know it's me. It's fucking. I did it perfectly.
Well, then
but when I tried to upload them,
oh, okay,
it wouldn't work. But now maybe I have. Isn't that what Heather gave us, or whoever put it up?
Yeah, it was Jill that put it up, but I'm talking directly to.
I'm sorry, Jill.
Yeah, I'm talking support at diskshipment.zendesk.com, and I'm talking to this guy, Steve. This guy, Steve, back and forth.
Dick Steve, as we call him.
What is it?
Dick Pick Steve.
Dick Pick. Isn't it weird? He didn't want pictures of the box. He just wanted nudes.
Just want a picture of your set.
So listen, please. Let me talk. Let me tell you. How much did you see? You saw the first 8. You saw the Paramount movies. See.
Yeah, I watched everything in Paramount movies. I started watching some of the bonus features on Jason Goes to Hell. And then I was about to put the movie in, and I ended up watching Borat. No, something else before Borat, but then I watched Borat, which was great.
Okay. The new one, you mean?
Yeah, it's great. It's gonna be decisive. I mean, it was funny. It was fucking actually quite hilarious.
I never saw the first one, so I don't know, but I know people are into it. So, is this guy? Is he pretending to have an accent, or is this really a person that's like?
Yeah, it's Sacha Baron Cohen. It's
he's
like
pretending.
He's like he does characters. He started with
one of his characters. Yeah. He had like Borat, Ali G, has a couple.
And
Bruno. Yeah.
And he had an actual Ali G movie. He didn't do that great, but then Borat was a huge hit back in 2006, and then he did Bruno as a follow up, and that was equally. It was not as good, but it was funny as well. Borat though is like one of my favorite comedies. It's just fantastic.
Really? Is Ali G a rapper?
But that's his character was a rapper.
That's his character. He's
Yeah.
like a British
Yeah.
rapper / hip hop
White
guy.
rapper.
Yeah, I think I've seen that before. I thought that was a real rapper. I didn't even know. It's a fucking LEG, some dude. I don't fucking know. Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So,
his character.
what about you, B? Did you see anything? Did you
I
watch the
haven't
box?
yet. I don't know why. I'm going to get into it very soon, but I've noticed that since we started the podcast, October has always been a month where whatever year we're in, I'm watching new movies.
Oh, I can't right now. No
I
shit.
don't know why. Halloween, October is just that month for me. But I do plan on getting into the box set really soon.
That's so funny. That's awesome. I'm the opposite. I didn't watch any new movies yet this month.
I think I've watched like 30 or 40 new films just this year. Just this month. Just this month.
Wow. And he recommends.
Yeah. Let me.
Well, while you're thinking, okay, I'll put over the box set. The box set, the first 3 are easily the best they've ever looked, and they're fucking pristine. Right?
Agreed.
Pristine Remington Straub.
Yes.
Christine. Absolutely. Speaking of Christine, I have fucking 1, 2. I have 2 VHSs on the way. Oh boy, I'll get to that later. I'm on this whole fucking VHS kick now. It's fucking.
All right.
Thanks to Friday the 13th, because I completed my collection. So I have everything in there is ready to go. I have 3 posters that were supposed to come yesterday and didn't. I'm assuming they're coming Monday, and when they come Monday, those 3 posters are going to be going up. And I have my entire my entire movie shelf of Friday the 13th filled, and the entire room is Friday the 13th. Remember I said last time there was a 25% Halloween? Complete fucking overload. It is all Friday now because I am in Friday mode, and I just fucking did what I had to do. I made some changes down here, and more to come. And now I'm on this VHS kick, but I won't dominate the conversation. B, are you ready?
Yeah. Some of the more standout recent watches: The Wolf of Snow Hollow, The Decline, this new Shudder film, 32 Malisana Street. Really enjoyed it. Spanish ghost story. The Cleansing Hour, good film. The Mortuary Collection, I'll recommend it simply because the second half of it saved it for me, but people are raving it in terms of anthologies. I think I think it's okay, but I'll still recommend it because some people are raving it.
It's Shudder again, isn't it?
Shudder. I mean, that's going to be the story. That's going to be the story at the end of the year. Shudder fucking knocked it out of the park this year.
Fucking crazy.
Shudder's released like 15 new films this year.
Yeah, I got to retract all the negative shit I said earlier in the year because I ended up getting that annual subscription a couple months ago. And yeah, it's great. It's been great. And I will always admit when I'm wrong. It Chapter 2.
We just don't have time. We just don't have time.
Yeah, we really don't. That's a whole show to itself. Marco, you Finnish prick. Anytime I can fit that into a conversation, it's coming out. There's only one Marco I want to see from Finland, and it's that hockey player.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Polo.
Yeah.
It's water polo.
Yes. Anyway, my review for Chapter 2 stands. I'm not wrong on that one. But Shudder's been great, and I retract all the negativity. Although I still don't get it. I still don't understand why Blood Quantum is not on Canadian Shudder. It's a fucking Canadian movie. It just drives me fucking bonkers.
Well, I know Heather has seen it, so she can see it.
Yes, we've talked about it.
Check
I can rent
Plex.
it. Sorry?
Check Nudie's Plex, apparently. She must be watching it on Plex.
Oh
no. I think it's actually Shudder. I think it's because you can do watch parties and not through Shudder. But I think you can. It depends. If I was in the States, if I physically could cross the border or whatever, I can watch whatever's on American Shudder with my account.
He's sitting on the borderline watching.
Borderline. Fuck. There he is.
He's sitting in Canada. His laptop's in America. He's just...
All these fucking patrol boats come around me. Freeze, sir! Freeze! No! I'm at the end of the movie! At the end of the movie!
It's Blood Quantum!
Yeah. What did he say?
Still 10 minutes from here.
He's infected.
You should wait. You should do this. You should plan one day, and you should all the movies that you can't see on Canadian Shudder. You should come up close to here and spend a night at the casino that's on the border, and then maybe you could spend a night in the room and watch like 5. How many movies are there that you can't see?
I don't
maybe
know.
You can just watch them all.
Nor do I really care. It just the big picture. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
But you guys did get the Bulls before we did. The Bulls documentary.
Yeah,
on
true.
Netflix.
What, a day early?
No, a couple months. A couple months it was. What about Cobra Kai? Do you get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we made the mistake. We binge watched the first season. It's great. So we're like, okay, we're ready to have the second season. We made a pledge to watch it as the family unit. That was a fluke that we were all together that day to be able to all watch it. Now it's been a month and a half later, and I'm like, I want to watch season 2.
Yeah, just watch it without them.
I know. That's exactly it.
That's what to do. Do it and watch it again. That's what I tell my wife sometimes. I'm like, if you can't wait, just watch it now, and then I'll watch it with you after. If you have the time and I don't, go right ahead. I don't care. Same thing. I'll tell my daughter the same thing. I'll watch it once now, and then I'll watch it once with you, because if she doesn't have the time, she's really busy with homework. I'll watch it a second time. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. You
ever taunt her while she's doing her homework? Be like, "This is great. You don't know what you're missing."
Poor girl. No.
Yeah. Do that with everything.
Happy she's doing it. Shit.
Were you done with your recommendations, B? Because I was writing them down. You had 5 of them there.
Oh, did you get them?
Mortuary Collection was the last one.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm literally watching so many. These Amazon Blumhouse ones, the Blumhouse TV films that he put out, pretty good films too. I recommend checking them out. Specifically for me, Black Box and Nocturne were the 2 standouts.
I'll check out Black Box. Yeah.
Let me get all up in this one.
Yeah.
That's his wheelhouse.
I thought this was a sloppy film, and I loved it.
Oh man.
Yep.
No, it was really good. Very much like a Get Out. The lead actor was really good in that one, and Claire Huxtable was in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, Claire Huxtable. You know what she was in? I think wasn't she the mother in Creed in the beginning?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Somehow I only saw Creed one time.
And she was the mother on the Cosby Show.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that word around
you
here.
could. Well, no, you can't. You're just the one that wasn't drugged.
She was the mother on the Ghost Dad show.
I was gonna ask you if she was in Ghost Dad.
Ghost Dad is what I'm going to be referencing later in our review.
Oh, awesome!
Trick or Treat has a fucking Ghost Dad scene.
It does. It does.
Christian knows exactly what it is now. Bitch gets Ghost Dad.
Beautiful.
Which was first, Ghost Dad or Trick or Treat?
I think Trick or Treat was first. I feel like Ghost Dad was like late 80s or 90.
1989, I think, or 88. Because Waxwork, one of the dudes that's in Waxwork, is actually in Ghost Dad. Because when I was watching Waxwork, I saw that he was in, when I was looking at all the actors, I saw he was a Ghost Dad too, and I was laughing.
Yeah, but we're doing the 1920 Waxwork.
Yeah, that's fine. I watched that too because of you fucking skunks.
Mystery at the Waxworks. Yes. Oh, shit. Let me say something else about these Friday discs. 1, 2, 3. I can't stop. I'm telling you.
No, that's fine. You know me.
Yeah, word. 1, 2, and 3 are the best discs they've ever put out, and for more than one reason. Number 1, because of what I've already said about how good they look, how great they look. Number 2, fucking finally, Scream Factory has righted a wrong. And if you turn the power off on your fucking player, or whatever reason, and you go back, it actually picks up where the fuck it left off on a Blu-ray. Every other fucking Scream Factory Blu-ray that I have
starts over.
It starts completely the fuck over, and you gotta go through it.
Hate that.
I fucking and not just Scream Factory, but so many Blu-rays. Universal is one that does not. It says resume. Certain ones, but so many with this technology. How is it that DVDs anytime you stop something, turn the power off, and you turn the power back on, it picked up where you left off without a prompt or anything. But with Blu-rays, we're moving up in the fucking world here. Why did that become a thing of the past?
We're moving up in the world.
We're like the Jeffersons. Those fucking discs are the Jeffersons. Moving on up.
No, Scream Factory got it right. In fact, it's so good when Dave stops his Friday 3 halfway through the movie. When I put mine on, it picks up where Dave left off.
Damn it, I was hoping that's the joke you're going to crack. It was awesome.
Oh, nice.
Fun. Yeah, but see, I'll just add to that. And then you get to part 4. And that was a 4K scan, too. They did 4K scans of the first 4. 1, 2, and 3, the best they ever looked. And that 3D version, for anybody that has a true 3D player, it looks amazing. And I don't want to rub it in, but it looks fucking great. Other than that glitch that you're missing out. All right, just get a 3D TV. But I can't wait for that bonus disc to come, or that replacement disc to see those, so I can motorboat those credits, like I said. But 4, it's a drop-off. It just looks okay. It looks no different than the other DVD, other Blu-ray we got. I believe. I think if anything, it enhanced the grain a bit more. That movie's a little bit more murky looking, for whatever reason, and I would have expected that more from part 1 or 2. But really, it's part 4 that looks more murky. 5 looks amazing, and that's just a regular Blu-ray. That's just a 1080p Blu-ray. No 2K scan, 4K scan. It looks great, as did 6.
I thought part 4
and 7
great.
and 8.
I didn't even realize this until I saw part 4 this time in the box set, that Gordon is actually a bloodhound.
Fucking Gordon.
I thought you were going to say that he noticed that he lived. This time I saw.
Yeah. He didn't he threw Jason out the window.
What a release. But yeah, I was really surprised with 4, but that's fine. Now I'm a little like I didn't think 1 could look any better, or 2. Now I'm thinking, if these 4K scans look that great, will a 4K, actual legit 4K version even be more so? But I'm not too concerned about the rest of the series. Mostly just 1 and 2.
True, but they do look great. That's the bottom line. All of them look great. Even part 4 still looks the best it's looked, in my opinion. But it doesn't look as good as 1 through 3 or 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's weird, and there's some grain in it, but it still looks great. I don't want to take away from it. It's supposed to be 4K restored or whatever it is, and we're expecting more, especially that one, which is like the most. I always thought it looked like the best one, like production wise, all this time. But
it's fine. And again, it is a weird oversight. And Brandon, we won't talk about this too long, but we already mentioned it. But by not putting this, and I'm pointing to the Friday the 13th Part 5 original cover art, it seems so weird to be such a pristine for the fans set that they couldn't even just put that in. Like, I like the other covers for the most part, but that seems like a really missed opportunity for whatever reason. It just seems weird. And then a couple of the other reversible ones were questionable as well. Like the part 2,
I know.
Put like
Paul's balls grainy.
Paul's balls are super grainy.
Well, I like that Friday the 13th Part 2. I do like that. Matter of fact, I have a giant poster of it. Even though it's simple, I just have always liked, because I love that logo. I love like the lettering. It is. It's simple. It's just
like Dave.
Friday the 13th, so Part 2, and the blood coming on the Part 2 halfway down. Something about it, I've always liked it. And what you said about Part 5, I used to think it was stupid, and now I love it. But it's all nostalgia, and it's just appreciation, of the time and of the franchise. But I think a lot of people, I said on the last show, I think a lot of people just don't like it because it doesn't make a lot of sense, that Part 5 thing. So I think maybe someone said, that's stupid. Let's do this. I could be wrong.
Why the fuck is the bleeder on the cover of Part 5?
The bleeder.
From Alone in the Dark.
That's his name.
The bleeder.
Jason Smith actually said the funniest thing. He goes, it's almost like they took the poster for Friday the 13th Part 2 and did the old 2-finger enlarge. It's the flip cover where you just make it larger on the font of the title. It's like it does, and I laugh because it doesn't seem like that. It's just like I just make that more the focal point, and it does seem a bit of a cop out when you've got the one where he's up, like where you've got the silhouette one, but you see the Jason. I know that might be more of a fan art one, but that's what I think.
I've come around on that, but I don't think that. I think that there's no way that had to be either fan art or something overseas. And I actually have it in my room now. I've come around on it. It's cool. But I always thought he looked too big and something was up with the girl's legs. And it looked a little off. But again.
She got a case of them bad legs.
I've come to appreciate it. But the part 5, yeah, I had to buy the VHS. Good luck. You're not going to get it.
Wait, you got the VHS?
Yes. Dude, wait till you see my Friday. I got everything I could get my hands on. Believe me.
You were saying the VHS was so expensive that you couldn't find a decent copy. Evidently you did.
I ended up settling. It was the most I've ever spent on a VHS and the most I ever will spend. It was like in the 20s or something.
But that's not bad for a VHS, though.
That's what I spent on it initially.
Yeah.
They're $19.99.
But it's just a decoration. I'm not going to watch the fucking movie. I mean,
I got a VHS book. Can you send me the VHS tape?
I could send you all of them if you want. Matter of fact, now that I'm collecting, some people on eBay are just selling the fucking sleeves, the box art, without the movie, and I'm still giving these people $5, but I don't give a fuck because that's all I want. I'm not watching the movie. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
Hey, that's the stuff. That's what we used to do in the video stores. You take the box art, you put the styrofoam insert in there, you shrink wrap it, and that was honestly. That's really what you need. I'd rather spend $5 on that for display purposes rather than it's like buying a poster.
Yeah,
correct. It is. You're right. It is like buying a poster. And now I'm done with posters, and I'm on to VHS, and I've done too much. And I've said I'm stopping now. I will, from this day forward, I will only buy one a month because it's something that I got into. Because you know how it is. You get started, and I started on this Stephen King shelf I have over to my right here. I decided to make this shelf just the Halloween movies and anything Halloween related and Stephen King. So any really cool covers that they've done are going to be there. So like I'm looking at Children of the Corn. I just got that one in. And like I said, I got a couple Christines on the way because if you can't get them on DVD
a couple of Christine being sent by Christine. Like, why would you need more than one Christine?
Well, I'll tell you why. No, it's true. There were 2 different Christines, and one of them had like a
Remington Stroud?
Yeah, I thought you meant Christine was sending you 2 things, and I read it like you were getting 2 different Christines, but you are getting 2 different Christines.
I am getting 2 different Christines.
Is she sending you another Black Phillip?
No, she wants to send you one, but you won't take it. This fucking guy. But I do have 2 Christines. You know, there was a Christine one. It was almost like an It Follows or like The Hitcher, where you see the car, but you also see the the rear view mirror and the eyes in it. Have you ever seen that VHS cover of Christine? It was the second one they did. There's 2
Yeah. I thought that's what they did with the DVD, actually. That's the blue as the blue hue, I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Blue hue.
But blue who?
Oh.
Blue. Speaking of which, anybody who's watching the video right now, just Brandon, just wait, turn back to the video. Turn back. Doesn't it look like someone fucked Brandon's hair? Just fucked the top of his head.
Yeah, he looks like what's his name from South Park. Yeah, he does. Except it's not as reddish. He looks like
someone just laid their cock on the top of Brandon's head and it just parted it like the Red Sea.
Did you ever see Kyle with his head off? That's what he looks like. It's crazy. Oh, Brandon Bravlowski.
There it is. I'll make the part.
Wow. Part of the Red Sea. Damn.
Oh, man.
So,
sorry. So 2 Christines. Blue hue is. I thought it was. I gotta find it while you're talking.
Not a barbecue.
My favorite song, Blue Hue. You saw me sing?
I told you guys about you, didn't I? That guy, barbecue.
Barbara Hugh Hefner?
Yeah, barbecue.
I couldn't be more right. If that comes through. No, it doesn't come
What's
through.
that?
It's a blue hue on the damn poster.
It's a blue hue. What are you talking
about?
Oh,
it is a blue hue. Yeah. It's
blue
a very blue hue.
Are you talking about Christine?
Yeah, I'm looking at it on IMDb, the artwork.
Okay, well, the VHS, here's what happened. I wanted something else. Firestarter. Yeah, that's the one. Yep, I got the VHS cover, but that also came out of the DVD, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I had it.
I don't know which would have been more expensive, honestly, the VHS or the DVD at
Do
this
you think
point.
John Carpenter on the set was like, here, Gordon, here, Keith Gordon, here, Gordon? Chris,
You do it. It's like you timed it on purpose. You're Keith Gordon.
So I saw Christian nearly die there.
Unbelievable.
That's
Wow.
awesome. So VHS is now your new collection.
VHS is my new thing. I got more coming. You should see the things I got going on. But again, I'm not going to be stupid. Some people want like $30 or $80 for some of these. I'm not even entertaining these ideas. But some people put things up for $20 and I offer them $5, and then the bartering begins. But the highest I will go is like $7 or something. I'm not doing this shit. I'm sorry. I'm not. They're not worth that much money. So I am getting some cool ones, but there are some I just can't get. Like Silent Night, Deadly Night, I can't get it for like fucking less than 30 or 40. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I love it, but one of the covers I already have looks just like the VHS, so I don't need it. But like that's the thing. Some of these VHS covers retained, and they're still on a DVD or a Blu-ray, especially with the reversible things how we get from Arrow and Screen Factory and such. You know, Vinegar, whoever does it. It's great, but some of them don't, and you can only get them on VHS. Hence the Friday 5 thing. So some of them I want, and I am going to get them, and you know, but I'm having fun doing it, man. I got the Stephen King ones, and that got me started, and now I got, you know. Oh, you know what I did spend? I spent $20 on another. Or no, was it 20? It was the second most I spent after that Friday 5. It was for the Carrie one that you like. B.
That's an awesome one. Yeah,
it's hard to find.
Yeah.
Is it the
And
bigger
it's not
one?
in the greatest.
The side-by-side photo.
The side by side.
They had it in the
Her at the prom, and then her
regular
covered
type
in the
box, and they had those oversized boxes too.
Yeah, the
It's
oversized.
hard to get those oversized.
That
It's hard.
oversized box. That's the iconic image from the video store that I remember. That terrified me.
It's great. You know what
Yeah.
I love? The old boxes, and you guys probably remember those big. They were soft, kind of on the top. Those green Warner Brothers ones. There was one for The Exorcist. There was one for The Shining.
Oh, yes.
With a small picture in the middle and in the green lining. Oh,
Yep.
man. I'm not, those cost money and I'm not doing it, but I have a lot of nostalgia for them. And the Faces of Death. You know how much they fucking go for? It is, somebody was selling like fucking the first 3 for like $200 or something.
What?
Like, listen, they are extremely rare. It is extremely rare to find the original Face of the Dead videotape. Yeah, it's nuts.
I think you can watch it on like YouTube now.
It's
Right.
more of the collector thing, you know. VHS,
Right.
like I would. Now's certainly not the time. I mean, if you can get like cheap stuff, that's awesome. But I mean, nobody would recommend starting a collection of rare VHS now.
No.
You needed to start that in the 90s.
Why would
there's
you
a
want
game
the?
you
Like, I thought you just want Faces of Death for the movie, which you could watch for free on YouTube. Who cares about the cover art of that movie?
It's great. Are you kidding me? It made my top 20. It's a fucking great cover art. The original Faces of Death one, the VHS. Dude, look
Print it
at
off
it.
the
If you don't have
computer.
if you don't have nostalgia for that, dude, I used to see that all the fucking time. That black thing with the skull and what it says in that face and banned in the countries. That is like a notorious freaking cover. Oh, it's great. I love it.
Here, I'll print one off for you and I'll mail it to you.
Put it on a VHS box and you
for
got it.
$200.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'll print it
Well,
for
here's-
free. Shipping, it's $200.
if people are dumb enough to spend that kind of money, they deserve to get ripped off. But here's what I've learned. People put up these things for a certain amount of money on eBay. Now, if it doesn't sell and they don't get a bid or anything like that, they have to relist it. Every time they relist it, it costs them more money. And they have to lower the price. So with this knowledge, that's why I approach them and I lowball them. If it says 20, I'll fire out a 5. I don't care. Some are automatically declined, but some people, they will negotiate. And then you'll get to a point that this is as low as I can go, and you accept or deny it. But I'm not giving them. I'm sorry. I know what the fuck they have. I know this stuff isn't worth. Nothing's worth that kind of money. I'm sorry. And I'm not going to play games with these people. Just because some people are dumb enough. It's just like what we always talk about when the Blu-rays come out. When a brand, day one buy, and they spend $40 on a piece of shit. I mean, that's what ruins things. But if you, I'm gonna offer shit for something that's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna spend big money on it. I'm not going to. And if that means I'll never get Alice, Sweet Alice, or Silent Night, Deadly Night, then I just won't. But I'm still gonna get a lot of other good ones, for $5-6 a pop.
How is there not a company that recreates like a VHS old school boxes? Like literally just does that.
And do what you say, like put the styrofoam in.
Exactly.
There's our business.
I mean, you could probably print them out and make them for like pennies and then sell them for like $5-10 a piece, and people would buy them like crazy.
You must have to get the licensing rights to reproduce the shit, though.
That's true.
If you're doing it legit, I mean.
Legit. Although they say whenever I get those little posters like Dave has for visiting hours, those 11x17s, a lot of people say that they won't come after you, the companies, if you're reproducing stuff on like a smaller print like that.
Really? So maybe a VHS version won't be
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it wouldn't be like. Yeah,
can you look into the legalities of that? We'll start that business up next week. You're on that?
That's our 19th movie. It's a documentary about our new business.
A documentary of all of our failed businesses.
For sure. I want a wallpaper of it. I want someone, and here's where I got the idea. I was watching that movie In Search of Darkness, and did you guys see it or no?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, you know those scenes when they show the whole like wall, if you will, of all of them. And they focus on the one they're going to talk about, to the right and the left. And I look at that, I'm like, that is awesome. Somebody should sell like a wallpaper of that, or something should be marketed like that, where you can do that. Because I would wallpaper this whole room in the available space.
Now that was cool. You know what I also liked about that movie? Like, I wish they would do more, because as they were focusing in on which VHS, I was like, no, go to that one. They would show so many. Right. I'm like, no, go to that one. Go to Sleepaway Camp 3. Go to this.
Right. Yeah, it's cool.
I really like that.
We should mention just one more thing. So what was the reaction to the Friday the 13th Part 2 gore, Dave, after all this time? And then, Brandon, have you not watched it at all? Because I watched it on the box set. I saved myself for that. And then I watched it on YouTube, which the guy on YouTube did a fantastic job reinserting it back into the movie. Like, don't get me wrong, the color correction is the same as the quality there, but at least there's a soundtrack to it now. Because everything that we get on the special features is no soundtrack. It's just the raw footage. But anyway, sorry, I asked the question and I rambled on. So what did you think, Dave?
I was pretty happy with it. I think it's great. The Jeff and Sandra stuff is great. The friggin' Alice's kill in the beginning is great.
Alice is the cop, Jeff and Sandra, and of course Scott with the neg. Like all that. Yes. Even was it Mark with the machete? It's just extra long. That's it. Yeah. Brandon, we're like, it's nothing you don't know. Uncut means it's going to be longer. No. But
even Ralph is better. I mean, it's not gore. It's not even gore. Why would that be cut? But it's better.
That was weird. When you see Ralph's death, Brandon, it's just weird because it doesn't seem like it should have been cut. It's just longer.
Right.
It's not any better. It's not. I thought maybe that was
sent back notes like too much
Ralph. And the Vicky thing is weird. And I got a strange story. I'm watching it this time. Part 2, just watching the regular movie. And I noticed for the first time ever, now correct me if I'm wrong, C, but I'm watching it, and I noticed that when Vicky gets killed, when he's coming at her with the fucking, you see his thumb and he's coming at her, right? And then all of a sudden, I always saw nothing, the stab, and that was it. But I noticed this time that there was blood on her lip. Did you ever see the blood there before?
Oh, yeah. She always did that. I always thought that was what made it creepier. It's like she bit into a blood capsule, and then it just seeped out, and it was always kind of cool. But what they didn't do is it's like they cut from her slice, so her slice bleeds more, and it's a one continuous shot up, which was
and
cool.
There's more.
Yeah.
Is she?
But
still
it's odd that
I was gonna say she's still wearing that shit brown underwear.
Yeah. That hasn't changed. Why she changed into those, thinking they were sexier than what she probably was wearing before?
They couldn't color correct those to like a lacy, black.
Don't say that word.
But it will be underwhelming, Brandon, at first, because really the quality's as good as you could expect it to be for lost footage that was found on a VHS that they had to bake out of it. But ultimately, I don't know what they can do with it. They could probably color corrected a bit. They could digitally recreate it if they really wanted to. But what they did on YouTube, that guy on YouTube put it back into the movie and literally went frame accurate and just extended the soundtrack accordingly.
Well, it's like I said. I think they will do like what they did with My Bloody Valentine. It just takes time and it takes money, and I think that they'll have to probably put it out on a special thing, maybe like an anniversary, or maybe with a 4K or something, because they're
bonus
going to
feature
get
on the 4K. Back. It'll be bonus feature on the 4K. It can't be the only release. It will be like,
you're right.
Here's the 4K version of Friday 2. Here's the Blu-ray. Here's the Blu-ray of it reinstated with the best color correction we could have done.
Yes, that's what they should do, and they could charge $35+ for something like that and get their money back, because
we'd all pay it too.
For that. Yes, that's the holy grail for me. That movie. I mean, well, uncut. It's already in my my top 4. Put the gore back into it, and this movie. Wow. I mean, it gets even better if it's possible, but it is possible. You got more gore. And it's good. It's a great thing. So it's like. Yeah. Man, I hope they can do it. Again, what do I know? I don't know anything about restoration, but I do know it costs money, and I do know it takes time. But I believe, because you guys saw the VHS of My Bloody Valentine before. It wasn't VHS. I'm sorry, I keep saying that, but you guys saw the cuts from the first release that came out on DVD and then Blu-ray, and how bad they looked for My Bloody Valentine.
The collector's edition looks great. Yeah.
Stunning.
But I think that was different. I think they had the negative. I think, don't quote me on that or whatever. There was a different thing there, but there's a possibility. I mean, again, if you get enough geeks involved, you could do anything. Like I said, they could digitally recreate it or use the existing one and digitally go over it and match the color from the Blu-ray scan or whatever, and probably recreate it as best as they possibly could. To have that extended scene, but
why couldn't they make Tasso's hands smaller and take the hair off his knuckles?
That would have been cool. Take the hair off.
Use that de-aging they use in The Irishman.
I want that. This is the 40th anniversary. Why don't they do the 40th anniversary? Tasso's hairless knuckles edition. The hairless knuckles.
That was the other one about. Hey, Dave, have you noticed? Did you buy the Steelbook one? Did you buy that one? Did you notice it's not available anymore? Or at least what I noticed,
I bought it like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, well, when I go back to Amazon now, it's unavailable.
What? Oh, I'm gonna go to eBay since I'm going there fucking 100 times a day. Hold on here. Happy birthday to me, VHS. There you go. $75, $56, $69, $90. Fuck you. Anyway, let me go back to this.
On Amazon
look, 40th anniversary Steelbook right now. I'm just saying of Friday the 13th. Buying options new from $43.99.
Oh, it's $13 here on Amazon.
What?
I might grab it.
$25 here on Blu-ray on eBay.
Well, this is so weird. It's just Amazon. It says new from, I'm on Amazon Canada, new from $43.99 Canadian, used from $34.21 Canadian. Okay, I get it.
Must have sold out in Canada, but on Amazon US, $12.99.
What? Well, that's what I paid for.
Limited edition Steelbook, $12.99.
Okay. That's what I paid for it. That's weird how but it usually filters through. Like there would always usually be some other, that's weird that it went up so much in Canada then. But this could change next week.
It will sell out though, and it will be going for those crazy prices eventually.
I'm never opening mine. It's just find a way, and it has that extra thing on top that says 40th anniversary on the packaging.
So I'm not even the other one. I told you that it got the. I already have one open upstairs to enjoy, and then there's this one.
I love Steelbooks. I'm a big Steelbook guy.
Dude, Steelbooks are like the new VHS because some of them look so good you can display them because the covers are so cool.
But some people just hate Steelbooks. I've always liked Steelbooks. I don't have a ton of Steelbooks, but I have like 15 of them. And man, I'm the only one I'm really mad that I didn't get was The Thing. I wish I'd gotten The Thing Steelbook.
Same I don't know why. It's a ridiculous price now. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I keep holding off. I love them.
Now I care because I have the shelves.
Yeah.
They're perfect to display on a shelf. But I mean, just buy movies and put them in a regular thing where you're not seeing the front. then I could see not caring. But now that I've noticed that I'm displaying them, I'm like, I have this one that looks good. I have this one that looks good. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this the new VHS? Is this the new, something that you can display that looks good? Not all of them. Some of them aren't great, but there have been some, like that Evil Dead one is fucking phenomenal for the remake. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen it. Oh, it's great. Yeah, I have that one up. I have a couple up there. Speaking of Steelbook Friday the 13th, this one I want so bad. This is one I see. I'm not a mark. I'm not going to do it. It's $35 for this one. But look at this. It's from overseas, but
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a Steelbook. It's from, I don't know what country. I think it might be from the UK by that 18. Yeah, but yeah, it's a UK Blu-ray Steelbook, Italian import. It's a $35. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I like it. See, I'm a collector of these things, but it's within reason. Like I paid $10 for that Friday the 13th Blu-ray for the new one, the Steelbook. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do this, but anyway.
Well, it seemed like that Hellraiser one. That Hellraiser one I can't find in Canada. I just went to Amazon.com, and it's there. The Hellraiser Steelbook that I grabbed, but started at $75 now.
Really?
That's a good Steelbook.
I'm going to look up one more thing.
The Hellraiser Steelbook.
I don't even know. Yeah. I see that one. Yeah, that's a cool one. 75 though. Right now, they don't have any of them left in stock.
I got it in the store that I shop at for $43 Canadian.
The Arrow one?
Well, it is Arrow. It's their Steelbook one, but Region A by itself of Part 1.
Is this it?
Yeah.
It's just like Pinhead in the shadows.
That's the one I got. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's $45 here. It's still nothing I would.
Where did you get? Why are we all getting? I went on and I saw $75. So did Brandon.
He's probably on eBay.
Oh, eBay.
Damn, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're on Amazon.
But is it buy it now?
Which Evil Dead did you say was good? The original Evil Dead Steelbook?
No. I said the remake Evil Dead Steelbook. The remake.
Remake. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that one.
And
does it
honestly,
come with both versions?
Oh, no. It's been out for a while. No. I wish it did.
There's so many cool Steelbooks. I love Steelbooks. I really do.
Look at this one. Have you seen this Arrow one? The 1, 2, 3 Blu-ray limited Steelbook? I don't like the way he looks. Look.
Maybe we should not get on this too much because this is all visual. Yeah, that doesn't look that great.
That's right. Garbage Pail Kid.
And
it doesn't look right. You know what it looks like? It almost looks like the Fat Pinhead from that one movie. Everybody calls him fat.
Bitch tits Jason.
Really
bitch tits Pinhead.
Speaking of bitch tits Jason, did you know that was said somewhere? It's on IMDb. Hold on a minute. You're not gonna fucking believe it. I want to know if they stole this from you. Hold on. This is on IMDb, and it says in the trivia section for part 6, in reference to Dan Bradley's admittedly bulky looking during the paintball scene, he was given the nickname Bitch Tits Jason.
Is that the trivia? That's got to be from our show.
Yeah, that's what it says that right here.
Or do you think?
I can't give ourselves that much credit, but come on.
Maybe we took it from, when was that posted?
When? It doesn't say when, but it's on IMDb.
Because I was thinking maybe you read IMDb one day and that's how you came up with Bitch Tits Jason.
Possibly, but I doubt it.
He's like, no, they stole it from us. There's no chance.
Yeah.
Isn't that
I'm not going to say that. Trust me, I've ripped off enough jokes in my life. But that's weird. That's a weird one.
It is weird. I can't believe it. Bitch Tits Jason is on IMDb. What a thing.
I'm like, was he given the nickname on set, or is that a joke that he said in retrospect? Dave, I need answers. Oh, shit.
We should get him on the show. I had some guy reach out to me recently. He says if we want to interview Kane Hodder or CJ Graham, we can. But I say, hey, listen, what about Dan Bradley? That's who I want.
Yeah.
Did they call you that on set, or did we give you that nickname?
Yeah.
Because it says this on IMDb.
Dan Bradley's had a career. Look, check his credits out. He's done a ton of shit.
He's a stuntman, right? I'm assuming.
I think an actor.
Oh, really?
But he's done a ton of shit. He's doing fine. Just put it that way.
I'm not an asshole.
He's a stunt double for some of the bustiest models there are.
He was the stunt double in Fight Club for Bob.
Poor guy. Poor guy ate a little too much craft service on the set of Jason Lives, and now it's Jason for eternity.
It's really also the way he stands in that scene. Let's be honest. You could have stood in a more athletic pose. It's almost like he's like stuck his gut out, like gave himself like the most like unathletic look there to look down at himself. It's like just stand up and suck yourself in a little bit. You would have been fine.
He was eating well in hell. Holy shit.
Oh man.
So what are we on to? What are we doing? Are we going to talk about this movie here?
You want to talk about the movie now? I got lots of talking points that I was going to bring up here. I mean, I've been taking notes about different random things for a while, but we could do the movie now.
I mean, we can continue to talk. I say we bang out a quick review just for fun. Do like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, bang it out, and then talk our way to the end. Okay.
Good idea. Let's do it. It is Halloween after all, so we put up a poll, not letting you guys know what it was for, but ultimately we were deciding what we were going to watch. So here we are. We're going to talk about Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat. My second favorite film from this director, first being Air Bud, of course. Charles Martin Smith, Trick or Treat, 1986. A bullied teenage boy is devastated after the death of his heavy metal idol, Sammy Kerr. But as Halloween night approaches, he discovers that he may be the only one who could stop Sammy from making a satanic comeback from beyond the grave. That's weird. On IMDb, they spell Halloween. Halloween night? No, W-E''E-N. Halloween.
Some people do that. I've seen that before. Hallows Eve, right? And I guess but it is weird. I've seen it before. Crazily enough.
And did you know this is... I watched the Lick My Muffy Singleton edition.
The Ragman edition?
Muffy Singleton, indeed.
I got to tell you, this spoke to the 15-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old. Whenever I saw it back in the day, I loved heavy metal. I liked horror and everything else. It just was like a big mashup of everything that I liked. I was a sucker for this movie. I know it's not perfect. I know there are problems with it. There's stupid parts to this movie, but it's a fun watch. I thought they made Skippy likable. I like the little cameos that are in it. Gene Simmons is fucking hilarious in his role. And really, I like this movie so much that I had the Fastway soundtrack on cassette.
Nice.
Yeah, this speaks to the 15-year-old that was in me last night.
He was waiting for me to finish to get that joke out. But yes,
yeah, it was
Fastway, man. The soundtrack, I loved it, and I think it doesn't even play as well in the movie as the tracks play on the actual album itself.
True, it's good though.
It's so funny that they say no false metal, yet Fastway really was kind of false metal.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, look at this. See?
Oh, nice ass. What are we looking at?
What am I looking at? Your starfish?
Oh, raise up, no false metal. That's awesome.
No false metal.
Yep. How do I only know now he was wearing a Sammy Kerr shirt?
You know what? Even after he turned to no false metal, I'm like, is that a Trick or Treat shirt, or is that just coincidence?
Awesome.
I always have the appropriate shirt almost every show if I can.
Same here.
This guy's changing his thumbnail. Yeah, you need to wash it longer if your V-neck looks like a U-neck.
Okay, I saw that commercial too with this fucking guy.
You look incredibly comfortable.
That's funny. I'll say this: 1, 2, and 3 acts, and this has never changed for me.
1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
1, 2, and 3 again.
Still 1, 2, talking 3. Friday.
No.
For
episode 1, 2, 3. Yeah, episode 1, 2, 3. Friday 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3 acts of this movie. It's always been the same. And I did not watch this when I was a kid. I didn't watch it till later on. I don't know why. I just didn't watch it. But the first act is great. The second act is good. The third act, I do not like. I always fall out of it every time I watch this movie.
I agree. 100% with everything he just said. The third act is by far the weakest.
Yeah, it goes too long. This movie, they could have trimmed 10 minutes easily. just done some different things, and it's too bad because this movie starts off so great. You feel for the character. There's unintentional comedy afoot. I love it, man. There's like when that guy when he does that, when he's doing that one scene and
when he slides off the stairs.
Oh.
Whatever they pay that stuntman, it wasn't enough.
Oh, he flew. He's airborne.
That was.
He was Air Bud.
That was Dan Bradley before he put on the weight. That's why he put on the weight. He's like, I slid too far. I'm gonna put on some padding.
Some padding.
Did you hear about Air Bud though? Seriously, like that dog? The whole story about it?
No.
About what happened to him?
The Air Bud? Is this
Yeah.
sad?
Yeah, he gored himself.
Oh man. You had me too. I'm like, oh no, is this a bad story? He gored himself. That's awesome. Yeah. He couldn't hit. The popularity just never took after the first movie.
That was it. The rise and fall of Air Bud.
Heroin overdose.
Fucking poison.
He started smoking crack. I'm picturing the scene from Half Baked. He started smoking. You see the paw come in.
And after his good friend Gordon committed suicide, couldn't take it anymore.
And it's scary because you saw it coming. Because I saw an interview with him. He's like, "How's life going?" And he was like, "Rough, and you knew right there.
Oh God.
Sorry. That's one of my dad's old jokes.
I almost spit the coffee out. Oh man. Whew, Tim's on the computer. Holy fuck.
Drinking Timmy's.
Eddie in this movie always reminds me of what's his name?
Skippy from Family Ties?
No, Billy Jacoby from Just One of the Guys.
Oh yeah.
He looks like a Jacoby.
He's kind of a okay friend, but then he does assholey things. I guess you're supposed to think he gets mesmerized. See, I think I kind of like Act 1 and Act 3. Act 2, when they have the demon that attacked the girl in the car or whatever, that's the dumb scene.
Great.
See,
My ear's melted.
That part is great with the ear. They didn't need that demon. That came out of nowhere.
That's a tape rape drug.
A tape break?
Tape rape.
Oh,
tape
rape.
Tape rape.
Oh. I mean, it's a tape break, Joe.
It should have brought, at the very least, because we're dealing with supernatural here, it should have brought Sammy Kerr out, not this demon. So they're trying to market a new Freddy. That's what it seems like anyway. But the guy they barely put any burn on him. It's almost like the actor's like, no. If you're going to burn me, I just want a little bit like here. But he was like, I had the poster of him when they had the gore zones, and I think they had like the Sammy Kerr poster. He was burnt a lot more than they have in the movie. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm going by memory now. I might be blending it together with something else. But in the movie, he's barely burnt, and he died in that fire.
And his red and green sweater was all ripped up. Wait, I am mixing this up. And he had bitch tits. Bitch tits Sammy Kerr.
It's like a big shit. But no, I can see what you're saying. I mean, I thought that's where it got a little stupid. I mean, we're talking about a movie about hidden lyrics, which I thought is great. The hidden lyrics in the albums, playing them backwards and everything. That was a great idea based on real life and everything else. However, I don't know. It gets a little silly, and then I feel it redeems itself when it's just Sammy Kerr coming back. But it needed to be gory.
That part, that's cool. Once it leaves the dance, I feel like the last 15 minutes after that, it's like, don't leave the dance.
It's extra. There. It's like the end of Lord of the Rings, the fucking Three Kings. That extra shit for fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah. They should have finished it up at the dance.
I think that's it. The dance would have been the climax. But then you wouldn't have gotten that great joke where they're wheeling out the bear that's on the gurney, and you're like, oh, I can't. You think it's him talking or her talking, and then it pans to the girl that's actually talking, but you think it's like the bear going, I don't know what happened. It's just getting wheeled out. It's such a great sight gag.
Everybody picked up on that. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yes.
But I also remember when this came out, Charles Martin Smith was really adamant that this was not a horror film. It was in that time frame where horror movies were given a bad name, so that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Well, yeah. I mean, exactly.
Being
like,
an asshole. Think about it. Think about what your movie is saying.
Yeah.
And unless he's really saying, unless he hates horror and he hates metal, you know.
I think if you said it was a horror movie, which it is through and through, that he was limiting his audience. But what you're doing then is you're just alienating the actual horror audience and then the metal audience as well. But at least they give enough love to metal. You have Anthrax. You've got all the posters up and everything else.
Yeah,
like there was
my room.
Yeah. I mean, there's enough of that. Where did he live? In the garage?
No, that was a garage. It looked like a regular bedroom to me.
Who, Eddie?
Yeah, no, like the main guy. It looked like it didn't look like a room because it looked like he took 2 steps down to get into his room and it didn't look like it had walls. When they're singing Tear Down the Walls, I'm like, what fucking walls? Tear down the walls.
Regular bedroom. He had a huge stereo system.
Yeah, he did. Okay, if he didn't have walls,
it's the garage.
what was he carrying posters off of?
Yeah.
Literally, can you see this? He's throwing it was off of like shit like this. I don't think there's full walls.
He had shelves in front of his walls. He built them
Listeners,
himself.
even Marco from Finland, I'm right this time. Chime in.
No, because we see his mother walk, unless the door leads to the garage, which that's possible. But I mean,
yeah,
that's weird. Why would his room be in the garage? He only has one.
Dave, it's
you never
not
see
weird.
a father.
His room is not in the garage.
It's in the garage. Who was 2 steps down into the room?
Yeah, Christine was in there with him, I think.
You open the door, you have to take 2 steps down because you're going into the fucking garage.
Yeah, Christine was there and she was singing Blue Hue.
Yeah.
Wait, Christine Straw was in there?
Christine Straw was in there singing Blue Hue.
Fucking cock-fucked hair.
Maybe we can get her to sing it. Blue.
I don't want to make fun too much because now I got to go back and see if I'm wrong.
Got to see him living in the goddamn garage. I'm going to look it up. Plug it up.
I can't believe it. I watched it the other day.
Thinking, I mean, this is like a male version of Carrie. I mean, bullies are, brutal to him. That pool raid scene, I'd rather you throw some tampons at me than, he was going to drown. They weren't going to save him.
Oh, I can't believe it. They were going to kill him. Can you believe that? We're going to bully him to death. Literally, they put him the weights in his thing. I'm like,
with a whole audience there.
Right.
Yeah. Only she comes along and saves them, Leslie.
That's crazy. And then he said, I'm going to nail him. That was
great. Nail him.
Fuckheads! I think he says fuckheads, too. Trick or treat.
How about that weird intro to the movie? With the voice at the beginning, their voiceover. Does it even tie into the movie? Or did they just do it to do it?
I think it's kind of just that metal, kind of sounds like the beginning, the guy from the beginning of Number of the Beast or something like that. I think it's just that voice to tie into the metal kind of theme of the picture. But Gene Simmons is good in this. And Ozzy Osbourne playing the anti-metal guy is great as well.
He gets ghost-added too a little.
Yeah.
Not as bad as the teacher does. Not as bad as the teacher lady.
I think Shocker ripped this off a little bit too. There's some Shockerisms with the TV gags of being able to literally like reach into a TV set and pull someone out of it
Dude, when he pulls her out, she just turns to like freaking mummy dust. That's awesome.
Mummy dust.
Yeah, and then she gets vacuumed. He vacuums her up. Who would do that? You got a dead birdie. That's amazing. Poor girl. Oh, shit. Oh, man. I don't know. Son of a bitch.
I mean, Dave, I know you always said that you always thought they just wedged in the Halloween stuff. I mean, I guess originally this was called Ragman because you could see this on YouTube in its original form and it's with the title Ragman on it. But it does take place during Halloween, like other movies do. It may not be the focal point, but they do mention that they want to release his new album, where there's only that one copy that's playing at that station, and they made copies of it, and they're going to do it at midnight on Halloween. And so there is enough Halloween references, and they are at that Halloween dance at the school. So I guess I got to argue against your initial critique way back when that Halloween was like an afterthought almost.
Damgar?
Is he there? Did he freeze?
Oh, shit. Dave froze.
Look at that look. He looks like Darth Vader there. Look at his hair. If he was just a silhouette, he'd look like Darth fucking Vader. I'm going to have to do something with that on the video. He's gone for good.
looks more like Darth Brooks there.
I wonder if he can hear us. Oh, I was just saying that you. No, and again, I don't know when you kicked out, but it will be on my recording, and then you just never answered. You just froze because your power went out. But I just said that your initial critique from way back when this movie came up in conversation on our show is that you felt Halloween was an afterthought almost, and this was not a Halloween movie. But I said there's definitely more than enough Halloween reference in the film, since there's a Halloween dance. They're playing the record at midnight on Halloween, and
it's true.
That was it.
It's just there's no scene, but there is, and one of my favorite scenes is when the one kid comes after his girlfriend gets killed, and he comes to the house and confronts him, and then the jack-o'-lanterns, only two, B, you don't get upset about it. He had two jack-o'-lanterns on his porch, and the fire shot out of him. That's a good-ass scene. So there is some Halloween. I just never, in the title being called Trick or Treat, I think maybe it was an expectation thing. You know what I mean? I was thinking a movie called Trick or Treat's going to be very Halloween-centric. And it's not. I guess an afterthought is probably too strong a critique, but just not enough of a Halloween presence, I guess would be a fair way to say it. But
I think it was probably.
I never got presents on Halloween, so I don't know.
I'll get you one this year. A steel book.
Hey, you guys switch sides. This is weird.
Well, now you have to get used to it. But I think you're probably right, since it was called Ragman, and that's what we were saying. Some marketing guy came in, or girl, and they said, no, this has got to be, like, we got to switch this up and make it more marketable.
Ragman,
and we're gonna call
plug it up.
Yeah, why would you call it fucking Ragman? What does that get? Who is that? And if his that's nickname. Not a horror movie, what is?
They should have called it Namgar. He calls him Namgar.
It's backwards?
Yeah, Ragman backwards. He calls him that. Sammy calls him that.
He should, because he speaks backwards in the thing, right?
It's kind of creepy. He dies at 38, and then he dies at 38 in real life.
I know. Yeah, he was fucked up. And how old was he in this movie? He looked like he was about fucking 40.
But the guy who played Sammy Carr died in real life at 38?
Yeah.
I died at, actually, I'm looking up, 36.
It's an IMDb. It's right
in Hollywood in a hotel fire?
No, he died of AIDS.
Oh, was it AIDS?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was drugs. Oh, I'm mistaken. Okay.
You know what? Now let me I'll look it up.
You're just shooting off false information.
Cancer secondary to the AIDS virus. Jesus.
Oh, wow. You know, the biggest star in this is probably the guy you just brought up, or Dave, the guy that shows up at the doorstep. He had
Doug Savant.
Yeah, he was in Melrose Place. He was in Desperate Housewives. He did he was in a ton of shows that had long lives.
Yeah, Doug Savant had a career after this, broke out big. Yeah, but Tony Fields died of cancer, and he had AIDS also. He was a dancer, and he was, that's what his profession was.
Well, yeah, he was
like a Broadway dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they maybe could have gotten a singer, though, too? Because when he's lip-syncing the fast way shit, it's so not even in sync. And I don't even know if the guitar played sometimes is in sync. It's almost like those bad movies where they have the soundtrack and then they cut back to the band. And you're like, are those drums even in sync? Other than
it would have been worse if he was trying to sing in sync.
I never noticed he wasn't in sync.
Yeah, it's just a little off. Again, as a kid, never cared. It's a Christianism. Yeah. We got to pull something out of this, you fucking skunks. We're trying to have conversation. I'm trying to say these are the things I've noticed upon rewatching this so many times. I like this movie.
He's not singing fast way. He can't say that.
He can't say that. Yeah. Let me see. I must have plenty of note stuff. I like the old school EQ stuff. Remember that stuff back in the day? The EQs with all those things for the equalizer. Those are great, and they're usually in a V.
Yeah, in his garage. Cool. Yeah, it's great.
His garage. Yeah, there you go. The Hit Parader magazine. Remember Hit Parader?
I remember Hit Parader.
I used to love reading those.
We also had Meat magazine in Canada, and I think it was free. Meat.
MEAT.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
aggressive. Okay. That's fucking aggressive.
Neat. Did you have Circus or no?
Oh yeah, we could get everything that you guys had.
Okay, I didn't know if you
and
had
more.
it. I didn't.
Did you ever have Meat Circus?
Yeah. That was on the top rack.
Yeah. Yeah, they couldn't even show that. That was underneath. He's like, "You want a copy of Meat Circus?"
Every page is like.
Wow, Meat Circus. That's an amazing title for something, don't you think?
It is
Wow.
kind of a good title. What movie
Yeah.
is it where there's a flea circus that actually performs like in a circus? What movie is that?
You thinking of, what do you call it, when they were talking about the flea
A Bug's
circus
Life?
at the end of the movie?
No, it's not a Bug's Life. It's an older. Is it a Pee Wee movie?
Oh, was it Big Top Pee Wee? I don't remember a flea circus. I don't know.
There was
But-
a flea circus where the fleas were actually. I don't remember.
There was something. You're right. Not real fleas, though.
No.
Just making sure. You said the fleas were actually performing. I think meant like that really happened. I'm
Trade
like, wait,
fleas.
what is this, Bone Tomahawk, when they're talking about the fleas? I didn't see the fleas. That is great. Anyway, how about you call them a wussy fucking weak tit?
Yeah. I was going to bring that scene up. I don't know if he's gay in real life. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But he sounds very gay in that scene. Watch that scene over, and it's like anything that you can do to make yourself stereotypically gay. And again, I'm talking about stereotypes here.
Whatever.
In that scene, he sounds like he's gay. maybe he was trying to play
The
that
bully
character
that
like
does-
that. Maybe that was a choice made by the actor. Did Dave freeze again?
Did he?
Did I?
Oh no, he's there.
No,
He's
he
there.
didn't freeze. I'm sorry. I was looking up flea circuses, but I can't find it.
Let the big fish hook themselves. That's all good with the fucking backwards.
You're the
dancing. I dig
bait.
it.
The bait is you.
Yes, dude, that's scary. But there is a genuinely scary scene in this movie when he goes home the first time, and the backward stuff is playing, and you see
With
the
the mom?
fire.
Oh,
No, when
Yeah.
he is picturing Sammy in the room. And
Yeah,
he's
very
talking
very
backwards.
nightmarish. Very nightmarish. Yeah.
Fucking scary shit, dude.
but I love that scene with the mom where it's trying to trick him. Mom, come in
Oh.
here. Come here. No, Mom, don't come in here. Like, that's a great scene, too.
Yes, and when she gets scared, when she goes in the room and the music blasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about what he asks for when the mother comes in the room? Aspirin and some soup. And she comes back with it.
Yeah.
Just give me some aspirin and some soup.
Yeah. Well, you see her look. She's like, oh, okay.
You know, you could take this stuff with a glass of water. You don't need to drink it down with a cup of soup.
Let me just get you soup, you prick. I thought maybe some water, an Advil or two, soup.
I used to
yes.
think they only served soup at a soup kitchen.
Well, he's not gay. He's been married to Laura Leighton for a long time. However, in that one scene, his character comes across stereotypically gay, which it would be funny if that was a choice. Maybe
Are you
he was
talking about Doug
in
Savant
in
again?
the closet. Yeah. Would
Yeah,
you
he's
rather
not
me
gay.
talk about Idiot Savant? One of you two?
Oh,
Speaking
God.
of his friend, though, how about at the end? Did you see what happened when what's his name, his buddy, gets
Roger?
killed?
Roger
Yeah,
gets
Roger-
killed?
Doesn't he get killed?
No, he
Oh,
gets blown back and he's still alive.
He gets
Okay.
blown back.
He
Yeah, he
sticks
gets
the-
blown back.
Yeah.
And he said, "You just broke my glasses."
Yes!
He broke his glasses.
I also wrote in my notes a comment when he kills the cop and they just show his feet. It was like, my shoes fell off. My shoes fell off. I just wrote that down because they just show a pair
That's such a funny sight gag too. Stupid but funny. The power thing. That's why I'm saying Shocker really bored a lot from this. The stealing of being able to go through video, the connection to power and everything else and electricity. But I remember the previews of this, and again, it just I guess it just called to the teenager, or the metal fan or whatever, where when he's playing the guitar and you can see the electricity brewing.
Yeah.
I just thought that was super cool as a kid.
You know who the guitarist is in this movie, by the way? The guitarist in the band at the end of the movie when they're playing is Kevin Yeager, who did the freaking makeup effects.
I did not.
I couldn't
know
believe
that.
it.
That's
I
great.
I saw Kevin Yeager come up in the title as guitarist. I'm like, wait. I go, the Kevin Yeager? Sure enough, I look up and did the makeup for the movie too. I'm like, well, how do you like?
What are you?
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Yes, indeed.
He
Oh.
was in a band. It was called Jägermeister. I'm sorry. It was such a bad joke.
I literally just said Jägermeister.
You did? Oh, I didn't even hear it. I'm going to go Gordon myself now.
I just said, what a Jägermeister. I hope it came through on the recording, because I literally said, what a Jägermeister. He got no comments from you guys, and then he said he was in a band called Jägermeister.
It came through. I just ignored the two of you. I'm sorry.
Hold on. I got to stop, because this left my mind twice.
Jägermeister?
Something came in my mind, and it left it. Oh, no, listen, not Jägermeister. Shocker. Don't you think that Jason Goes to Hell stole from Shocker? Doesn't this happen in Shocker too? The guy, he gets bad for a long time, he gets weak, and then he has to transfer the evil onto somebody else. Isn't that the same thing as Jason Goes to Hell?
Oh yeah.
Nobody talks about
They
that.
talk about the hidden, but you're right.
Yeah.
The hidden
What
is just
about
the
Shocker?
creature part, but Shocker is exactly it too.
Yes, nobody ever mentions that, and it bothers me. Everybody mentions the hidden, which I've never seen, so I didn't know. But I watched Shocker maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm watching. I'm like, holy shit! I go, this is freaking Jason Goes to Hell. He's able to survive for so long, and then then he weakens and he has to pass it on to somebody else, and he touches them, and there they go. Same thing.
Is
Anyway.
Nuke still alive at the end of this movie? He is, right?
Yeah.
It's not
You
there.
never know because she takes over as a DJ. Wake up, sleepyheads.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's the thing. That's what took me out of it. I get the idea of going to the radio station to destroy the transmission of the tape before the end, and fine, but like Nuke's not even there. It took you out of it because it was so cool, like the whole Carrie type scene at the school where he starts zapping people and they're fucking disintegrating. And again, it makes no sense because he's zapping people, they're disintegrating to like just dust, but then he zaps one person and their arms and legs go flying. So there's like no consistency there, but I love it. And then once they leave the school, it gets a little crazy, but there's no nuke. No nukes.
Yeah.
No,
well, it is weird. He should have been dead at the studio. Just a dead. Maybe I don't know. Like I don't know why Gene Simmons disappeared, but why couldn't have just filmed it? Like everything's going crazy, and then Nuke is like dead in the corner or something.
Yeah, they should have showed him. They
probably only had him for one day, and they filmed those scenes with him, and then they realized they fucked up later, and it was too late to bring a dead body. Instead of using a mannequin Reno.
That's when you got a guy in the corner with 2 records stuck in his head, and you can't see who he is anyway.
2 records stuck in his head.
What is it, like
fucking Cenobite?
Yeah, Hellraiser 3, I was gonna say. Yeah,
Cenobite.
Record Cenobite.
5-disc Cenobite, I call him.
They should have a record. They should have a fucking another Hellraiser with a Cenobite nowadays, and the guy that they kill is like a fucking one of those, vinyl collectors, and he's gonna come out and he could give you a record Cenobite.
They'll call him LP.
Yeah. LP. Oh, that's great. Oh shit.
Movie 12. Anyway, it's a fun movie. I don't know if there's you could pull out all these themes and say it's talking about this, but I think you guys made a good comparison. I think you said it was Carrie, a reverse Carrie. They're even, instead of the prom, there's the Halloween dance. And instead of the bully coming back to kill everybody, Sammy Kerr comes back to kill everybody. So there is a lot of parallels there because he is really bullied. Like probably the most extreme other than in a horror movie kind of standpoint.
It was. I mean, look, it doesn't pack that emotional level punch. It doesn't quite get there. But I get it. I get what they were going for. It had that feel. I was 14, I think, when Kurt Cobain died, and that's the way I felt like kids reacted when Kurt Cobain died. Is the way Ragman was reacting to Sammy Kerr's death, just lost, because he was just such a huge fan of the music, and even though he had Roger as a friend and Leslie sort of likes him, but he's sort of just bullied and outcasted because he likes stuff that's different. So I enjoyed the story from that aspect. It just goes a little long in the tooth in the third act, but it's still fun. And I thought this was a first time watch for me until I started watching it again, and I'm like, wait, I've seen this. Especially when they're chasing him and he saves them from the drill, and he's seeing all the signs of that Sammy Kerr warned him about. That's cool. That's very Final Destination-ish.
Yeah.
I think this would be one that would do well with a remake. And with vinyl, no, I know, but with vinyl making a comeback, you can really bring back the vinyl aspect for the true collectors. What I don't like is it's almost
Vinyl
like
Richie.
What I don't like is that they should have made Sammy Kerr into devil worship or into black magic. I think they should have separated that and had that society's view, because that's what it was. Society's view of metal was that it was satanic. Well, what this movie did is say, well, yeah, because he actually was. They took it one step further. Why not have the evil use it as like a conduit, almost like Sammy Hagar, and the idea to kind of
Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Kerr.
I can't say that.
I can't drive 55. Sammy Kerr. Instead of making him actually the evil, and I think that's the problem. I think the movie's trying to make all these points, but really at the end of the day, it feeds right into it. Like, he's an evil character. He was angry. He was always angry, as Nuke says.
Yeah, you know what though? He put these hidden messages in his albums, but they didn't really become evil until they sort of denied him, the ability to come back and play, because he wanted to play the dance and stuff, which is weird. I know. I agree with you, Christian, but they didn't do enough with that storyline. There's not enough Sammy Kerr in it, really.
Yeah, but what a stupid reason to be mad. He's famous.
No,
now.
I know. It's very.
Yeah. Why would you want to go back there? And why would they not accept him? And then why did they accept him at the end? All of a sudden, they're so happy to see him. He's better than the real thing. And he comes up, and then and they're dancing, and everybody just goes with it, which is ridiculous. And then he starts shotgun people. It's a good scene, but it's like they dog him out the whole movie, and they make fun of the one fan that he has and call him metalhead and this and that. Then the band
everybody loves him. I know. Everybody loves him at the school. He's the one guy that seems to like him. And then he's real better than the real thing. Dave, you could have said it even more. That's inconsistent with the film. Because also, how disloyal are they? Like, Sammy's dead. This guy's better than the real thing. Woo! Like, it was like instantaneous exception of this fucking... Well, it wasn't a poser. It was really him. But nobody in the school seemed to like him except for him and Eddie. Everybody else seemed to be like, fuck him.
Well, I think it's more like people are just casual fans, whereas Eddie's sort of like the obsessed, like lives his life by this guy.
Dude, everybody would. Everyone that was a metalhead, that listened to metal, that went to a fucking school, and a guy became a superstar like Ozzy. You know what I mean? Everybody would be into him. It's like what I talked about last show. Everybody loves to represent the hometown. If it comes from the hometown, they're automatically 10 times better by default. But he did make it big, so you would think.
You would think, but
yeah. Well. Again, they could have played with that in the characters, like a certain group, the group of the guys that get pissed off at Eddie, the bullies. They could be like the non-metalhead preppy type, and then you could have more of a casual fan base that just respect the fact that this guy went to their school and hit it big, and then you've got the diehards like the Eddie, like Mark Price and
Bruce Willis
and Bruce Willis, yeah.
all the diehards.
Did you guys see that commercial, by the way? That new commercial for the battery? It's like
battery?
a fucking 3-minute commercials.
The battery?
Yeah, the battery. Did you guys see that commercial or no? You know how Die Hard battery exists? I guess, I don't know, maybe they went away and they just came back. There's a commercial they played during football, and it's Die Hard battery is it's what it's for, and it's a fucking what's his name's in the whole thing. It's like a 3-minute fucking scene from a Die Hard movie. It's ridiculous. It goes like, I'm telling you, it goes on for 2 or 3 minutes, and it's one commercial. It's fucking ridiculous. I guess if you love Die Hard, you'd appreciate it, but I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Anyway. Yeah.
Well, we went on this way longer than I thought we were going to talk about
I told
Trick or Treat, but it's a fun romp.
Yeah, it is a fun romper room. Yes, I see.
Half head explosion.
7 out of 10.
Half head explosion. 7 out of 10. I say 6.5 out of 10, and whatever explosion that would be. I don't know. What is that? A rumble still?
I can't remember, and I'm not going to even care.
Okay.
You know what the problem with Vinyl Richie is? You can't play them
Vinyl.
Yeah, you can't play them all night long. Oh god.
Shit.
Ever since I brought up Vinyl Richie, that joke popped in my head. I'm like, when am I gonna get a chance to say it? I'm like, it's gotta come out.
Oh.
You can see it sometimes in his face. I think I do the same thing too. I'm like, you done talking? Okay. All night long. All night long.
I have more stuff I wanted to bring up. I don't know if we're going to
sorry. Go.
No, I'm going to bring up one thing because it's timely. The other stuff, if I don't get to it, it could be next show. But one has to do with TGIF 13.
Oh, no, I thought we're not done the show. We were done the review. I thought you were talking about Trick or Treat still. Talk about TGIF 13 all you like.
I will. You guys have come back. It was great.
Talk to their Eddie, their one fan. Talk to their Ragman.
Oh, man.
But here's what I noticed. This is really funny. I gotta make a comment about TGIF 13. I find it really funny that Heather was allowed inside Christian's house, but Vince wasn't.
That's not true.
Oh no, are you sure about that? I don't know.
Vince said it. It was me saying, okay, we're gonna get together. It was on me, but then we just dragged our feet at actually getting together. Yeah, so Heather did come to my house, and she came in, and it's true. But Vince, we just never set the date to sit down and actually record. So then that little window of like when everything sort of lightened up a little bit passed, and then we could get together. I mean, at the end of the day, but we're trying to respect the bubbles and everything else, so we're going to wait because our numbers are increasing. So we're going to wait now.
Respect the bubbles.
So that's it. So that's the reason why. So we went virtual. Now Vince is so mad because he hates how his mic sounded.
Oh, you guys sounded fine. I just stopped blowing up my ass. Oh, shit. Speaking of ass, I love what you said on the show. He did say something about the new normal, and he said, "I'm gonna stick it in my wife's ass and say this is the new normal." That was fucking brilliant.
Thank you.
I laughed the fuck out loud. I was walking in a trailer park doing some work. I was listening to the show. I burst out laughing. This is the new normal.
Yeah. Sorry, honey. This is the new normal. But it was good to be back. We needed to get another episode out. It was probably one of the longer ones. Again, we are doing a commentary when we start this. Usually edit it down. This one I let play out a little bit more. I probably should edit it down more, but we're back and we're going to do more guests moving forward. But we're hoping we can be live again soon. But thank you for listening, Dave. I appreciate it.
I always do, man. I was very excited when it came on. I listened right away. There's
Dave.
certain shows I listen to right away when they drop, and that is one of them. And it was awesome. And what was I going to tell you about that? Oh, commentaries. Somebody asked if we're going to do commentaries, and I said I would address it on the show.
Brendan, who's a fan of TJF. B.
Ah.
Yeah, he's the Ragman.
So he said he would totally be into that if we did.
Namgar.
Yeah.
TGI. Yeah, so maybe we could do it after January as the third show that month, if enough people have interest in it. Maybe we can do it. There's no reason not to.
Look at B's face right now. You just see like all the color just.
Well, we'll put it to vote.
I would do it. No, I would do it. I'm just massaging my neck. I would do it.
Okay. That's all right. Massage away. And what somebody else asked us about the older shows availability and what's going to happen after Horrorphia shuts down.
Yeah, I wanted to know your answer to that too.
I don't know. I don't know if Legion would take us if it's a dead show where it only goes up to 100. So will they take all
most
shows
on Legion dead?
Bo, he doesn't represent all of us. Here's the thing. When I was doing this transfer of shit, when I restarted the new TJF feed, and there's a reason I'm going back to TJF, Brandon, so don't jump down my throat, is just to bring it up again.
Rather talk
TJF
Friday.
13, my other show. Please listen to it.
Well, I'll talk Friday.
It's all about, is that there was a transfer of old feed. But I was, to be totally honest,
feet?
I didn't know if Jason Lloyd if it was that easy. I didn't want to bug him, so I just started uploading the shows because it was just easier on my end. So there is an option to transfer the feed. The downfall of it is TJF, it would have worked perfectly. All the shows are smaller. They're shorter. They would have fit. There is I don't know if there's a size limitation, but there's either a file limitation. No, I'm just
talking about size limitations and this being easier on my end.
So there's a file or length limitation. I think it's length limitation. So I don't think we could simply transfer the information from Exploding Heads. This is my long-winded way to come back to this, that there could be an easy transfer the feed over, and it uploads everything for you. You just have to provide the details. The downfall is I think our shows go too long. I think there's a 4-hour maximum on that. I gotta confirm, or there's a file maximum. That's what it is, 400 megabytes. And our shows, definitely the Friday the 13th ones and whatever, would just destroy that. So I don't think we can do that.
Part 2?
No, because it's not something we can edit, because then you have to re-upload individually. And the downfall of it is there's also a matter of how many listeners we got, because it only allows so many listeners. Now, with it being a dead show, it shouldn't be so much of an issue because they're older episodes. But there are there's some problems with shows that are probably longer than 4 or 5 hours, which we've got a lot of them.
What about YouTube? How many of our shows are on YouTube?
Almost all of them. Almost all of them. I think I'm missing 10.
What am I asking for? That's the answer. YouTube. What are we making a big deal about it?
Okay, well, someone has said we have it on YouTube, but they can't listen as easy. That was the question.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't know that YouTube was part of. Okay, it was an alternative.
I think someone said they noticed that it was on YouTube. However, they wanted like an option to listen to. But like if Legion will allow a transfer, but that seems like a lot of work for a show that's not putting out new episodes.
Yes, right.
Can you slap Brandon for me?
I started smiling. I felt you were looking at me. You went silent. I'm like, he's looking at me. I know he is.
Man, I got to say something about Friday, and it's the last thing I'm going to say. I was so disappointed. No, listen, I was so disappointed because I was so excited about this interview with Ginny, this Amy Steele thing. It was called New, and I thought it was going to be an interview on the part 2 disc.
Podcast. I mean, yeah.
Well, listen, I've heard it before. I listened to it fucking like 5 years ago, and it was not even that good. Because I remember I was excited. I go, oh, Amy Steele's finally going to be on a podcast. And I listened to it, and it was like, okay, well, that was something. They didn't really talk about any of the questions I would have asked her. Nothing. It was just like a conversation that she had. Yeah. But I was like, okay. And I remember being very disappointed by that. So now I see this coming out. And because they interviewed everybody. Harry Crosby had a fucking 20-minute interview. Guys from all these movies have interviews. So I'm thinking it's going to be a sit-down interview with her.
What about Bill Crosby?
Ghost Dad. Ghost Dad.
Bill Crosby.
Oh, Bill Crosby still is in Nash? Yes. So then I go to watch it, and I got boned again. I go, this is the fucking thing they put on here? I'm so mad. Anyway, what a letdown that was. Maybe we could interview her. Seriously, we would ask the right questions, but whatever. I had to let's get to these questions. We got to.
Holy shit!
I have more stuff, but if we can't get it now, we'll get to it next show because I do have some other things to say here. Some interesting things have happened, but one of them's Halloween related about that raccoon in the bag. But anyway, I'm not crazy. People have seen this raccoon. It isn't a cat. I was wrong. It's a raccoon, but. I asked people.
Christian and I still think you're crazy.
Dude, people gave all kinds of wrong answers when I asked them, what is this? I showed my mother, my father, my stepfather, my wife. And I got different fucking answers. So it's not as clear cut as you guys are making it out to be. And when I showed that raccoon, someone said I could see it. It is a raccoon.
They're just trying to make you feel better about yourself.
No. Who does that?
The fans of the show. The ones that are trying to counter when we say, you're crazy.
The Daisy like, Nation. No.
Yeah, we could see it. We could see it, Dave. We could see it. They're crazy, too.
I do have to thank them because I did my first YouTube video the other day, and I thought I was just mediocre at best. But everybody said really nice things, so thank you all.
They're the ones that saw the raccoon.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Right.
No, all joking aside, that was good. I watched it too. It was great. I like where you're sitting in your room, showcasing everything behind you. It's good.
Thank you. I'm gonna do more. Maybe we'll take off. Maybe.
We didn't say we liked it that much.
It It was great, but don't do them ever again, please.
Less is more.
Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. So here's our questions. Thank you all for submitting. We saved them specifically for this show. Okay. Sean Parnell asks, what's your top 5 funny callbacks to previous shows? I'm a fan of You Can't Say That, So-and-so, Gordon himself, and of course, You Just Broke My Glasses, which I believe we said that.
Oh, what happened to the show? I think everything was mentioned in the show already.
They are great 3. I agree with all those 3. See, I wrote my answers down so I could come right out and answer them. I prepared this time. So I agree with all those 3. I said I like Paul's Balls. I like Ghoulie Muppet is a great one. Now That's Horror, one of the original ones.
Yeah.
Case of the Bad Legs. And maybe the best moment is C falling asleep. So that's what I That's classic. Are you kidding me?
This poor bastard. As Dave always says. You pretty much nailed all the top ones. I think It's a One-Take Fucker was always funny.
Oh, yeah. That's
I like that one, too. 8 out of 5, your rating.
I forgot about that.
Top of the Mops.
Oh, yes. Yep. Top of the Mops. Yep.
And, of course, You Skunks.
Cinematography.
Fuck cinematography. You fucking skunks.
And IMDb.
Oh, yeah, skunk. You're right.
IMDb. Dave laughed when I posted. I posted it in just pictures. I posted an I and a B. You're like, IMDb.
That was great. See, it's tough. We can only think of like little things that were said, but we can't like particular. Oh,
top notch
moment. Top notch.
Clickety clackety.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah, moments are more difficult. Moments are more difficult. Like there are so many that if people bring them up, they'd be like, oh yeah. But I can't, off the top of my head, it's so crazy. I mean, 122
let me
shows.
Stop you there.
Yeah, let me stop you there is always good. Let's fucking think.
Thank you.
Oh, fuck.
Let me stop you there. Thank you.
Okay, Eric Webster. For each host, when's the first memory you have of consciously thinking, I like horror movies?
In the womb.
In the womb. Huh.
In the womb.
Like is the optimum. Because, I mean, I remember being exposed to and being scared shitless. I would actually say like was 13.
I like you, Daddy.
13. I was scared. I was too scared to know if I liked them, but there was a fascination, obviously, that came from being petrified from seeing them too young and like the footage I saw Friday the 13th and the innocence and then
isn't that what made you like it though? Because I don't like that's the answer I would go with because like my babysitter let us watch like 10 to midnight. I know it's not a horror movie, but Charles Bronson and you got that naked guy running around killing all the nurses and the co-eds. Yeah. And I was like 6-7 years old and it terrified me. And I just remember liking that feeling.
See, I don't know. No, at that time I was petrified. Lights on, put crosses under the bed, like whatever is going to keep me safe and alive. I had no brothers or sisters. I was alone to go to bed. I was scared. Until...
You had Vince.
I didn't have Vince at this point. Then 12 hit, and I remember seeing Silver Bullet and Nightmare on Elm Street with the face being pulled off, and I was still scared because I kept thinking that I was going to be a teenager soon, and Jason hunts for teenagers. And then so I was petrified, even though I hadn't really seen much of Friday the 13th.
It's Jason. He hunts for Twinkies.
I was just scared. I was a scared kid. So I don't know if that enjoyment happened yet. There was a fascination that happened. But I think liking was 13 into 14 range. That's when I started liking them. Obviously, the fascination started at 6, 7.
Oh, I liked being scared when I was 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, when the skeletons came out, when Marion in Raiders of the Lost Ark pulled, I think I talked about this, it pulls down and all the skeletons come out at her in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I love that. I turned to my dad. My dad said, I want to come see this again. I was 6.
This is like the Skeleton Crew.
Verbatim is what I said. I knew Alex at that. I don't even think he was born yet, but I knew him. But so there was the fascination's there, but the I would have to say came later.
Interesting.
You know, I always loved skeletons too, and any movie with a skeleton I like. When I was a kid, like a really young kid, like age 5 and stuff, Every year they used to ask me, "What do you want to be for Halloween?" I used to say a skeleton. I always love skeletons, and I still love them. You know what I mean? I love seeing them on people's front lawn. Decorations, of course, not real ones. You know, I mean, the posters that I like, half of them have skeletons on it. We laughed about it when we talked about our favorite, VHS cover art. I always loved the skeletons. Yeah, look at that. That's freaking sweet. You know, but
Is
as
that
far
what
as
you'll get,
movies, when I think of movies, I was probably like 11 years old, and I had seen, believe it or not, The Exorcist and The Shining, and liked them, and liked what I saw, and liked what the things that Reagan was saying. I was like into her. I'm like, oh, she's saying all these bad words and stuff. I thought it was cool. I thought what she was doing was cool. And The Shining just had cool scenes. I liked all that stuff. I was like, yeah, let Jesus fuck you. Yes.
Does she mean anally? Like, I want to know more. Like, what position was she really referring to?
Use the rosary beads.
As anal beads. Boop, boop, boop. Dishwasher safe.
Cujo. Cujo too. That came out.
Some of my films were more tame because I don't know why. It was all like 1985. It was Troll. It was Once Bitten, but I still loved
Twice Shy.
My, I'm once bitten, twice shy, babe.
Look at the fucking Canadian scum.
Who sings that song, B? You know who sings that song?
Who?
I know C knows.
Actually,
No?
I don't. I was going to say Sammy
Great
Carr.
White.
Sammy Carr.
Sammy Carr?
Sammy Carr? No, Sammy Carr is it. That's the Christine Trick or Treat crossover. Sammy Carr.
Sammy Carr. Sorry. Again, it's like fucking podcasting with my kids.
You can't say that.
Would you say that? Did you make one little error in the pronunciation of a
Well,
word?
hold on a minute.
Yes, I did.
First he called him Sammy Hagar, then he called him Sammy Carr.
Sammy Haycar.
I can't drive 55.
Get it right now.
Oh man, I despise you two.
Oh,
Finish pricks you.
oh, I'm dying. Okay, the question 3. Marco, here you go.
Oh, here we go.
Prick you.
Speaking of, why is Christian still on the podcast? I don't accept editing skills as an answer. Okay. I didn't know it was a joke. Nice. Okay,
Have I made
Jill.
fun of Finland yet today?
Leave him alone. Yeah, okay, Jill says, any October Halloween plans? Just movies for me. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to any haunts this year, and I don't know what's going to happen on Halloween night. I bought candy yesterday, preparing, but it's not banned in my county, so I don't know what's going to happen. So, kind of obviously, it's COVID-ween, so I didn't really do anything.
It's not banned, but it's being really frowned down upon, and we're expecting an announcement to be made that says to forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Which sucks,
Really?
but I mean, I was just going to watch movies anyway, so I'm happy.
It's a Saturday. I'm pretty happy about the day itself being here. My daughter's finally going to see Trick or Treat. I've never let her watch it until now.
Oh, the anthology.
Really?
Well, that's good. Why not till now?
I thought you said you saw it. She saw it, but like you just didn't like the fact that they had the porno part at the beginning.
That's why she didn't see it.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you showed it to her, but you skipped over that part or something.
No, I think I said I was going to, but now I don't have to.
Yeah.
I never. But now she's well aware of Sam because he's all over the place. I got him on the front porch. I got the moving one. We got decorations. Half of our stuff is Sam. The other half is Pennywise. It's really cool, but it's COVID-ween. So
I know your secret, you dirty little secret.
COVID.
Sorry, Christian. COVID-ween.
That's what it is, sadly. But
We are
is that
starting one new tradition this year. It may be ongoing, but I bought myself a Finnish flag, a flag of Finland, and we're just burning it on the front lawn. Everybody, the whole neighborhood's joining in because fuck it.
That's funny. I thought that was really funny. He's burning a Finnish flag.
Where's Shawn Michaels when you need him? Oh man, I need him right now. Right, I don't know if you guys remember, but Shawn Michaels, he was feuding with Bret Hart, who's, a Canadian hero. And he was like, nobody knows Canada like I knows Canada. And there was a Canadian flag on the thing, and he took it and he stuffed it up his nose.
Imagine you did that with the American flag.
Jannetty?
If you even do anything with the American flag, you're going to be hunted down for sport. You can't, Canadian, so the guy put a Canadian flag up his nose. I don't think, some people are like, well, that's disrespectful. Most people are not going to care because we're passive.
I don't care, right? Yeah. I don't care about a flag.
Yeah, I don't care what you do with a Canadian flag.
Exactly. But God forbid it's an American flag. I told you this story before. When I used to work for the old company I used to work for, I was down in Minneapolis, and we had this meeting, and the Canadians were there with fucking Texas, and all these Texans, and if there's one thing I hate more than Finland, it's fucking Texas.
Yeah, Jason Lloyd.
and these people are like, yeah, you Canadians are all right. And they're like, we don't mind you flag if you put your Canadian flag up, as long as the Texas flag's right above it. I'm like, you're a fucking state. I think I talked about this on the show before. You're a state, a shitty state at that. A state. We're a country, you fucks.
Right? And you just so happen to be born there. Big fucking deal.
Oil digging, meat eating fucking pricks.
It's so stupid. Just
they're almost exactly like Finland.
No. It's Finland and Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
That's all I want to do.
Fucking flags. George Carlin said it best. He said, I don't get all choked up about flags and ribbons because those are symbols, and I leave symbols for the symbol-minded.
Ah, great.
That's awesome. He is great, man. Like, you still listen to him today, man. He is still cutting edge, and the guy's been dead for like 3-4 years, maybe longer now.
Way longer.
Oh, yeah.
I like the idea of putting pin on the Finnish flag and calling it pin. Pinland, a plastic nightmare. And Marco, you Finnish prick.
Honestly, this is the most anybody in history has talked about Finland. So you're welcome, Marco. It's never popped up in conversation before, as we said the last time, ever.
Whew.
You could barely find it on the map.
Yeah, George Carlin died 12 and a half years ago.
Wow, it's been that long. Yeah. And he's still coming. He's like Tupac. He's got a new album coming up next year.
I just saw Tupac last week.
I wish he did have.
He's commenting on the election. How did he know?
I saw him at Target.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Okay, Jill also says, I would also want a tour of Dave's new horror man cave setup. Well, it's going to come when I have my, when I have more. I'll tell you what. Friday the 13th of November, I will do it. I will make a video just for the patrons, and I will put it. By then, I'll have everything. The Friday the 13th room will long be done, and all my VHSs will be here standing. Everything will be cool. So, yeah, I'll do it then. It'll give me a reason.
Here's my text to Dave on the morning of Saturday the 14th. Why so many drop-offs in the Patreon?
Okay, so speaking of how many, Eric asks, what are the maximum number of pumpkins someone should have on their porch? Well, let's hear it.
Brandon answered it. I know. Go, Brandon. You said it best. One for carving, one for pumpkin pie, right?
Exactly. Two.
Yeah.
Two pumpkins.
This is what I was trying to tell you on the review. You made it sound like it was such a big deal that they had, 10 pumpkins on their porch. Meanwhile, I'm sending you pictures every day. This is the thing now. People do it this day.
Yeah, they're blocking the stairs. I'm just waiting for somebody to walk out, trip, break their neck, and I'm gonna laugh. Fucking Halloween. Yeah, they're all over the stairs. There's nowhere to walk. There's no railings. There's nothing. There's just pumpkins everywhere.
This was listed as a COVID death.
I hope you get Gordoned. I hope you get Gordoned this year. I hope you slip and a gourd goes right up your butt, you Gordon motherfucker.
So 2 pumpkins is your answer.
Yeah.
Any more than 2 is too many.
I'm gonna carve a pumpkin and call it a Gordon Lightfoot.
You're gonna put a foot in it?
We've had 3 because I had 3 kids, and every kid would carve a pumpkin at one point. Now we kind of just grab a couple pumpkins, and no one carves them. But
now I don't. Now I don't have 3 kids.
That used to be what we did. So 3
When are
would
we getting
usually be my max.
a tour of Christian's shit cave?
That's already on Facebook.
Okay, more questions. Here we go. Okay, Dave Parker. Why does Christian hate little creature movies / fun?
It's not entirely true. Ghoulies Go to College was a fucking train wreck.
Dave Parker.
I get it. I said the problem with it is if you're looking for one of those like funny college movies, you've got a ton to choose from. Animal House, Revenge of the Nerds, etc., etc., etc. There's a ton of funny ones already out there. And if you want a horror film, there's so much better you could do. I just don't find it was just not even a fun movie. It wasn't fun. I mean, I like fun. The first Gremlins is fun.
That's true.
What about Hobgoblins?
Hobgoblins would probably be up there with Ghoulies Go to College. I haven't watched it.
What about Munchies?
I don't think so. I just think it will be like that. Munchies would be another one that I'm just I haven't seen it. Here. I'm assuming it will be like a Ghoulies 3.
Yeah, I've never seen them either. I don't like those kind of movies either. Although I did watch Critters and liked it. I saw Ghoulies 1. Huh?
First Critters is good as well, yeah.
It was good. I'll give them a chance. I will give them a chance. They're not my go-to when it comes to horror, though. But I don't like a lot of goofy stuff either. So I'm kind of like C in that respect. It's just.
Well, but I picked 2, Spookies and Ghoulies 3.
Oh, fuck. And he defended Spookies as well, Dave Parker. He's fucking crazy. Him and Moods both. Critters. That's a critter, right?
That is a critter. I like critters. I'm not a big fan of small little critter films either.
That's not my go-to at all.
No.
You know? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and I didn't find it fun. I mean, I like Goofy. I've said I've liked Goofy movies in the past. Just that one I just didn't think was not scary, wasn't gory, wasn't funny. So it was just a waste of my time.
I like comedy and sometimes, and I like humor a lot, but I don't like goofy. That's just me. That's just, I don't like freaking goofy, stickish stuff in my horror movie. That's just me. But I mean, what are you gonna do? What the hell is that? Goofy? A goofy movie. I like that. I'd rather watch a goofy movie than a goofy horror movie any day. That is a fact.
They should make a goofy
movie.
horror movie just to make this conversation more confusing. I'd rather watch a goofy movie than a goofy horror movie or Goofy, a horror movie.
I would rather watch a Disney cartoon based on freaking, a Halloween Disney cartoon. Anything. Haunted Mansion. I don't care. They
did it well. Oh, have you watched the Haunted Mansion? That's a Goosebumps-y type movie. I actually like it. It's creepy. We just watched it again. I'll put it up there. And another one that I'll give another shout out. We talked about it last year. Was Scariest Stories to Tell in the Dark. It's kind of like a ramped up. I think it's like if you like Goosebumps, this one's less funny, but it's that sort of gateway horror still. I don't think it's but it's fun and it looks amazing. It just looks.
Man, you got great. Any more of that horror? That gateway horror?
Look like The Godfather.
But it was true. But no, I like Haunted Mansion is a fun time. That's better than fucking Spookies and.
Oh yeah, by far.
I mean,
that's
it's just a lot of fun.
I'd rather watch a kids thing. And how sad is it that people don't get to see Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown this year on TV because they're not fucking collecting social media, physical media. Didn't I say?
Or they're on. You could be on Apple TV
Check
or
out
Apple
my
Plus.
New collection of Facebooks and Instagrams. I'm collecting social media now.
I said the opposite thing last show. The last show I wanted to say social media, and I said physical media.
I just got me a 40th anniversary edition of Pinterest.
Well, I don't know what to say. I'm so shocked that people are like, I understand there's nostalgia. I understand that there's traditions. I just got into this with Jeremy Osborne on very quickly yesterday because he was talking about first the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, now Charlie Brown's Christmas. Apple TV bought the rights to them. If you don't have them in physical media, they're going to be on Apple TV Plus. You could get a free subscription, or from what I read in the article, they're actually going to air it for free through the Apple TV service. You just have to have access to it, which my smart TV has access to it. So if you don't even have an Apple TV, you can get access to it via other means. So yes, you're not going to be maybe sitting traditionally with fucking commercial breaks and everything else like you used
fuck commercials. Right.
Exactly. Fuck commercials. So you can see it still, in my opinion, in a better format with no commercials.
Dude, yes, I own every single Charlie Brown special on fucking physical media. Every one. I even have the fucking Flash Beagle and fucking even the low level ones that no one never gets.
Flash Beagle, man. I used to love that one.
You'll never see it again. Never. I happen to have them all. That's why kids collect fucking physical media. So you can always have it. They can't take it away from you. That's what I keep telling everybody. But anyway, we got two questions.
That's my argument is it's there. I'm shocked at how many people still watch traditional TV. So be it. I understand it used to be free and everything else, but you had commercials. You didn't know. Sometimes you didn't know when it was coming on. You had to flip through a TV guide, special or whatever. And then now it's just like, okay, I put it on when I want to put it on when the whole family's there. We get to watch it. No commercials. Everybody's happy. Pristine quality. I'm a happy fucking camper.
Jesus, take a breath.
No.
No, I'm angry.
Okay, here's the Ram Man. Do you have a script for the Exploding Heads movie?
No.
I've got 2 pages. I got a page. I've got whatever. And then Brandon keeps saying, "Well, I can't act." I'm like, "You just have to play yourself."
After COVID, we'll get serious about the damn thing, and there's only going to be so much that's going to be written anyway, and we're going to collaborate, and it's going to be more plot points than I think dialogue, except for certain scenes. But we'll get to it. Jason Smith, why do you think people love horror films and the psychology behind it? I did a video on this, and it was a big hit. Would love to hear your take on it.
Jason Smith, a.k.a. the new Watson here.
That's a tough one.
His video was good, and it's not something you can answer in like 2 sentences.
It was good, and then I went back and watched it again.
No. It is good. Sorry. My Lord. Is good.
My God, it's like
However, it's not something that can be summed up so quickly. I mean...
No, but I will say this quickly. It's because it's a thrill, and it's out of the ordinary. That's what it is.
And I think that's exactly... And I think I maybe touched upon my reasoning for liking it. It was a total fascination from being scared, but that something happened within me that made me want to go back and revisit it. I almost think it was like conquering the evil in a sense. Like you're going back to say, I can do this and watch them and then like not be afraid of them anymore. And that's where my fascination started.
Why is your door locked, Christian? I'm just conquering the evil.
That's what I call masturbating.
Do you have an answer, B? If not, I'm moving on.
Yeah. No, I mean, it really is. It's the idea of being unsafe in a safe way, really exposing ourselves to our fears and really being able to experience horror and stuff that's taboo in a safe way. I think that's the whole idea. I mean, you enjoy being scared, but it's safe.
Yeah.
In a safe way. The same way you could just root for somebody to kill all the stupid characters. You wouldn't do that in real life, even though sometimes we do. It's just a safe way to sort of get out aggression and feed into our darkest fears and desires.
Well said. Yeah, wow. There you go.
And it's so weird. I've always argued against, you've said that beautifully, B, but I've always argued against the aggression factor. I don't think I've got some built up aggression that I have to unleash and in a passive way through watching videos and having to release that way. And I know that this has been argued time and time again in the psychology of why people watch horror films, but or listen to metal music for that. I don't think I listen to Lamb of God because I've got some rage in me that I need to unleash, and the music is the way to do it. I've never thought of it like that. Maybe it's deep rooted. Maybe that is deep inside of me, but I never personally experienced that.
I agree with you. I've never experienced that either. I am the least like aggressive, angry. I have no desire to hurt somebody. I just love watching it though.
As far as what watching is one thing, I agree with that. Music's another thing. I do listen to Lamb of God and certain music and stuff like that, and I do love that type of stuff because of the aggressiveness of it, and I think that part of me feeds into it. So I don't know. It's hard. I'm not saying everyone that listens to that has that, but that's something I identify with. I like that. Like if I'm on the treadmill, that's what I'm listening to.
I can't listen to that because I'm vegan.
This fucking guy. Okay, let me move on because we still have more in a short time. Liz Schmidt, is Brandon scared of me? I say he is, and he's crazy to be. Here's what I want to know. How crazy is this? They all got together, right? Liz and fucking Scott Crawford and Heather all fucking hang out. The three contestants on the Brandon dating game got together. They were all hanging out.
I don't think Heather did. No, Heather wasn't there because it was in the States.
Scott was out in Chicago hanging out with Liz, and they met up with Gary Hill.
But wasn't Scott and Heather also hanging out? Weren't there pictures
before COVID happened?
Yeah, Scott and Heather have hung out.
I know that. No, I know that. But I'm saying I thought at the same time when the whole Liz thing was going on and Gary Hill got involved in that.
No.
Thought I saw pictures of everybody. Oh well, maybe I'm wrong then. I don't know, but they might all just fuck each other and leave you out.
No, you know what it is.
Gary Hill's gonna get fucked.
Gary Hill and Heather, they're like twins.
They're fucking. They're all. They're twins.
Yeah. That's why Gary wears the mustache, so we can tell them apart.
So I don't know. He might be afraid of you, but there's nothing he can do. I've been pushing him in all these directions for a while, but I guess when he's ready to hang out, he'll hang out. But man, he's all COVIDed out anyway.
He's going the gay route. That's the direction he's heading.
So I'm trying, Liz. Man, if I was single, I'd be hanging out with every lady that listened to that wanted to. I promise you that. And then some. But that's me. Okay. Abraham Ram, the Ram Man. Which abandoned project would you rather have been made? John Carpenter's Creature from the Black Lagoon or Peter Jackson's A Nightmare on Elm Street?
Peter Jackson.
I think I agree with Brandon.
100%.
I love myself John Carpenter, but I think I would like to see Peter Jackson's Nightmare on Elm Street. Wait, wasn't he doing part 5 though?
I don't remember. I know
just the idea of Peter Jackson coming back to horror and touching A Nightmare on Elm Street would be awesome. I love John Carpenter too. Creature from the Black Lagoon, I like, but it doesn't excite me as a project, no matter who's touching it.
Yeah, I don't know, Ram, if you're talking about back in the day when we heard these being announced, or if you mean being reinvented now. Back in the day being announced, I still think I would have liked Peter Jackson to tackle a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, because that would have been interesting, and I think we might have been better than some of the ones we got. I don't know if it was part 4. Was it 4 or 5? So it would have been great if you tackled 5 maybe. But both would be interesting projects, but I'll stick with Peter Jackson.
Martin Luther King was supposed to be in part 5. I had a dream, child.
Wow.
Oh shit. I'm going to say Carpenter. I'm going to go with Carpenter, and I just Friday the 13th, pardon me. Nightmare on Elm Street is goofy as it is by that point, and Peter Jackson likes to do goofy shit. So it's like I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference if he comes in. John Carpenter doing Creature from the Black Lagoon, that could be cool with a Carpenter soundtrack and everything else. I don't know. I think I'd rather see that take. I don't think that Nightmare on Elm Street and Peter Jackson is a marriage that I don't know. Maybe it's just a marriage. I don't know.
Carpenter doing Village of the Damned or Children of the Damned seemed like a good idea at the time too, and that was not
You're
great.
right about
Children
You're
of
correct.
the Damned. Village of the Damned, sorry.
You're singing fucking, what do you call it over there?
Iron Maiden.
Thank you. Yes. Good God. Okay. TMB, Travis Maxwell Boone. Serious question. If you could or had the podcast about something other than horror, what would it be and why? I could go on and on and on because wrestling, my brother and I have these ideas. Tons. I could talk wrestling, modern, what I don't like about it, this, that. We even had a title for our show. It was going to be called WWIF. And we were going to talk about what if this would have happened instead of this back in the days of wrestling and what it would have led to. My brother and I have discussed it. We watch wrestling all the time, and we talk about what's going on with then and the modern product and why this is different and what this is like. The two of us could sit here and talk about it for hours, but I don't know how to freaking record and edit and all that other shit. So it's not happening. But I would listen.
I would listen to WWIF.
WWIF, yeah, absolutely. Wiffle ball. We could have done that. And I would love to talk about politics and how I think that both parties are cults, and I will tell you why. And I could really get on there and fucking twist people's heads around. But I have a lot to say, but I don't. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. You guys? Or music. I'll talk music.
Yeah, music. It would be either music or true life crime. But there's a lot of those out there right now. But I like digging into the history of of just notorious, like whether it be serial killers or just shit that happened in the past,
like Notorious B.I.G.
Like Notorious B.I.G. You're on the Vegas Strip. How did nobody see this fat motherfucker get shot?
Nice.
Is that where he got shot? I can't remember if I'm mixing it up. If that's where yeah, it was him there.
I think they both got shot on the Strip.
Yeah. There's lights fucking everywhere. And you got this big fat guy.
It was somebody's landing strip. It was a strip of bacon. Yeah. I don't know. You know what? If I had to podcast, I would do non-horror podcasts in terms of like other movies. I would also probably I could do a boxing podcast. I could do a golf podcast. I would do, what else could I do?
Possibly, would you do one that people wanted to listen to?
I could do a porn podcast. Porn podcast.
I would listen to all joking aside, the boxing one I'd be really interested in. Not that I wouldn't be interested in golf. It's just golf. I'm horrible at golf, unless you're giving me pointers. Like it's like a golf lesson podcast.
It could be everything. There are a lot of golf podcasts. I don't listen to any podcasts, but there are a lot. I just feel like I could bring a lot to that.
Weren't you like pro?
What?
Weren't you like pretty much pro?
Yeah, I was a teaching pro for a little while. Now I suck because I played like maybe a dozen times in the last decade, but I'm getting back into it now.
Awesome, man.
But I don't know. I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about boxing. I'm passionate about all types of film. I like the idea of exploring the crime stuff. I don't know if I'd go into like the notorious serial killers. I feel like that's overdone. I would like to, look at the other stuff that sort of like gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Boxing would be great because you know what pisses me off? MMA. I'm not an MMA fan, and I think that killed boxing.
What about MMA?
MMA. What did I say?
MMA.
I said MMA. I swear I said MMA. I gotta choke the fucking.
I'm not an MMA fan.
See anemone.
I loathe you and would like to listen to your boxing podcast.
You know what? Go ahead, finish your thought, because I'm not a huge MMA fan either, but I feel like the one thing that's different from MMA and boxing is that in MMA, if a fighter loses, he does not lose his fan base and he does not lose the respect of the people who enjoy the sport. In boxing, one loss, and they talk about you being a washed-up fighter, that you were never as great as they talked about. There is no loyalty, and I mean, boxing's been corrupt since the earliest days, and it's still fixed and corrupt, and that's one of the reasons
that'd
why
be the interesting part. Or that would be the good part to dig into. That would be interesting to me. It's just MMA. It just seems like they just wanted to make it's just violence. To me, I don't like it. I don't like any of it. Maybe I got to retract something. Maybe MMA is the gayest sport that's out there.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
It knocks hockey down a notch. Jason Smith pointed out a joke I made about the hockey and said I couldn't have picked a less gay sport. I think that's what it is. It's the closeted gayness of the sport. And MMA is one of them. Borat, or Bruno, did it perfectly. The climax of Bruno sums up the argument beautifully. It's like you've got these guys in a cage on each other, and he just takes it to the next level and starts making out with his opponent in front of the whole audience. As they're like, what the fuck is going on? And they get angry. And I think that just sums up everything I'm talking about when I'm saying it. It's like hockey's just picked up like aggression. Football's the same way, and then MMA. But boxing, there seems to be an art there. Whether it be corrupt or not, two people in a ring boxing, and there seems to be something about it.
I understand what you're saying. It's also that in boxing, it's one form of fighting that, they call it the sweet science, and people master it, and they become so good at it that it's a skill that's developed, whereas in MMA, they become good in their own sort of like, this one's good at wrestling, this one's good at jiu-jitsu, and they just don't match up so well. So it just seems like reckless sort of swing for the fences, and whoever gets lucky gets lucky.
Yeah.
I will say with Khabib, who fought yesterday and won. But I mean, Khabib just retired yesterday after finishing 29-0 as a professional, and I mean, he's an amazing wrestler and he's just an absolute beast. But it's usually styles make fights, and a lot of times I don't feel like they match up well.
And MMA killed wrestling as well. I tell you, what was it before MMA? Mixed martial arts. It was just, what was it? Ultimate Fighting Champion, UFC. I don't know if that still coexists. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just saying that's what UFC I think killed basketball. That's what killed boxing and wrestling, because it became this sort of real aggressive like fight. And then
it was shortly after video killed the radio star.
It was right after.
Wrestling killed itself.
Well,
again, I would love to get into that conversation.
Wrestling Gordon did so.
No, I'm telling you, wrestling screwed wrestling. They anyway. That's a whole other story.
Okay, let's get on these. When are we? Because we're almost. Don't you have to get moving? You have to go watch a gay sport.
Yeah, I have to go. I got to get ready to go watch football. I got to go pick up a pizza. It's a whole runaround. So we're gonna have to finish these questions on the next show. What we'll do is next show we have our.
Give me a runaround.
We have 3 movies next show: Fright Night, The Dead Zone, and Waxworks, whichever one it's called, the one from the 80s. We're gonna do those then, and in between those reviews, we'll finish these questions. But we are now Sunday morning people, and because of football, I have a time limit. So,
ooh,
but that's
let's do one more question. One more.
Okay.
One more question.
Okay. Oh, if I can pull it up now. Okay. One more question. What would it be? Okay. When your movie eventually hits DVD or Blue, is there any chance of getting the one-take fucker cut as an extra? That's the question.
No.
It'll be right here.
No.
Sure, it'll be here.
No,
it'll be completely uncut for free to all patrons. Video, outtakes, everything. It'll be right in this page.
I'll be uncut.
Hey, okay. If you guys can give one, this is from Kyle. The last question was from Mark, by the way. If you can give one director an unlimited budget to make a trilogy, who would it be? One director.
Del Toro.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's
Del Toro.
Ari Aster, no question.
You guys both have good answers.
I don't know what Del Toro's budgets are, but they always, I'm sure they're big. They are big, but his films always look grand. If he had an unlimited budget, I think he would just make something where I'd literally just shit myself watching it. That's how good his films are.
I like so damn good.
Pick, though.
Yeah, because from a new active director right now, that's good. Because the ones that I would love, like Carpenter, De Palma, Argento, they've kind of. The reason I want them to is I feel like they're in my favorite list. Like when we list our favorites, they're there. They're all in that list. But I feel like their latter works are lacking. So I kind of want to say, like, okay, I'll give it to Carpenter. Give me a trilogy.
Carpenter's ladder works.
You could try it. But I'm thinking, I agree with you. It's got to be more. It's got to be modern. And I would like to see Ari Aster do Clive Barker written stories. That would be cool. Weave World to begin with, because you need an unlimited budget for that. Either way.
Clive Barker having creative control over something, being able to develop something would be fantastic as well, and an unlimited budget. Maybe we'll get Weave World made into 3 movies.
Oof. But that's
Weave World 3. That's a tight weave. World.
We got to go. We have some stuff to do. Happy Halloween, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this show. This is my kind of show. I wish all the shows
it was a lot of fun.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Who interrupted my kung fu move? Anyway, fuck that film.
Anyway,
happy Halloweeny.
Yes. Love you guys.
Long time.
Long time, especially on Halloween. Be safe.